You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
They confuse us with so much life. Just come on this way. Not even thinking that we will exercise. We don't know who to trust. That's why I say, Lord, please listen to this prayer that comes from before. Please send us another Moses again. Oh, we just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. Time to make them oppress us stay. So the children could see their way. Make them get on their knees and pray. Then I'll be up to judgment day. Oh, just can't make it this way. Please deliver us today. Be like the Israelites did. Please send us another Moses again. Lord, we just can't make it this way. Yes, deliver us today. Oh, we just can't go on this way. No, we just can't make it this way. Please listen to what I say. Yes, hurry up with judgment day. We just can't make it this way. No, we just can't make it this way. Once we get old and gray, and the children can't see their way. Oh, we just can't make it this way. Oh, we just can't make it this way. We like the Israelites didn't they? Please send us another Jesus again. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 Lord, we just can't go this way. Lord, we just can't make it this way. No, 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 we just can't go this way. Please hurry up with judgment day.
Do not categorize the blessing by colors. It is not the colors you need to watch. It is the character. Watch out for the character. I'm going to tell you that there are three basic types of people that you will interact with if you are a child of destiny. Can I share this with you? The first group are confidants. Confidants. You will have very few of them. Confidants are those people in your life who love you unconditionally. They are into you. Whether you're up or down, right or wrong, they are into you. They are in for the long haul. If you get in trouble, they get in trouble with you. They'll come see you in the jailhouse. They'll come get you out of the crack house. They're confidants. You can open up and share anything with them. You'll never inherit your kingdom until you find your confidant. You can't be David till you find your Jonathan. Having a good confidant is the key that unlocks the kingdom, because you were raised outside the gate and God's going to cause you to reach over the wall. You got to have a confidant behind the wall who can mentor you for what God is going to do next in your life. life. The problem with most people is that everybody they run around with is under them. And so you are forever feeding people who can't feed you. And after years of feeding them, they begin to drain you. You got to have somebody who can feed you so you can feed somebody else. Oh, y'all don't hear what I'm saying. Am I talking to anybody in here? You need the confidant then. The confidant is those few people that come along in your life that are for you. They are with you. They are intimately intertwined in your life. They are there to make sure that you reach your destiny. They will confront you. They will get in your face. They will get in your business. They will tell you when you're wrong because they are confidants. If you have 2 or 3 of them in a lifetime, you are a blessed person. Without them, you'll never be who God called you to be. You need to find your confidant. Number 2, the other group are your constituents. They are not into you. They are into what you are for. They are for what you are for. They are your constituents. And as long as you are for what they are for, they will walk with you and work with you and labor with you, but never think that they are for you. They are for what you are for. And you have to know that, because if they meet somebody else that will further their agenda, they will leave you and hook up with them, because they were never for you. They were just for what you were for. They are your constituents. And throughout your life, if you're not careful, particularly if you're broken, you will mistake your constituents for your confidants. And you will think that they are for you when they are really not for you. They are just for what you are for. And by the time you get through falling in love with them, they will break your heart as they hook up with somebody else who is for what you are for, because it was never about you anyway. It was about the causes that you represent. They are for what you are for, but they are not for you. They are your constituents. Can I go deeper with this? The third group are your comrades. These people are not for you, nor are they for what you are for. It is just that they are against what you are against. And the comrades will make strange bedfellows. This will cause people to come together who are not for you, and they are not for what you are for, but they are against what you are against. And they will team up with you to help fight a greater enemy. But don't be confused by their associations. They will only be with you until the victory is accomplished. These people are like scaffolding. They come into your life to fulfill a purpose. And when the purpose is complete, the scaffolding is removed. But don't be upset when they are removed, because the building always remains when the scaffolding is removed. What I'm saying to you, my brothers and sisters, expect the constituents and the comrades to leave you and desert you after a while. Don't be upset when they don't react to your dream the way you expected them to, because they were never really with you in the first place. Be careful then who you tell your dream to, because if you tell your dream to your constituents, they will desert you and try to fulfill the dream without you. If you tell it to your comrades, they won't support it because they never were for what you were for anyway. If you find a few people in your entire life with whom you can share your dream with, you are a blessed somebody. I can tell you how to identify people who are really for you. If they are really for you, they will weep with you when you weep, and they will rejoice when you rejoice. When you walk in a room and you tell somebody good news, stop being happy for a minute and watch their reaction. If they're not happy for you, shut your mouth and walk back out of the door. Oh, y'all don't hear what I'm saying to you. Oh yeah, because when they are really connected to you, they will be happy for you when you share your dream. Find somebody, look them in the eye and say, are you happy for me? If you don't get the right reaction, don't tell them anything else. You need somebody who's really going to be happy for you. I don't want just anybody praying for me. I don't want none of them haters praying for me, because you know you hate me and you don't want me to succeed. I want somebody praying for me who really wants me to be blessed, who wants me to be an overcomer, so you can put up your oil and stop speaking in tongues, because you know you never did speak to me anyway, and ain't no need in you coming up here in this hospital like you gonna pray some cancer up off of me. I'd rather have somebody who really loves me lay across the bed and rebuke the devil. And God is so faithful, he'll always give you somebody. Oh, if he ever sent anybody into your life to help you, you ought to just clap your hands and thank him for the people he sent. Don't worry about the people he took. You ought to praise him for the people he sent. Tell somebody, say, somebody help me. I didn't get here by myself.
Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wing. O Lord, my Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. It's so sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my brother, cover my sister, them who under pressure. Cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover me mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover all them radio stations that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection on. Jesus, cover, cover, cover. Cover me. Cover me. Cover me.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's in the village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walsh, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And you know what we always say, ladies and gentlemen? Doesn't matter what color t-shirt you wear a purple t-shirt, a burgundy t-shirt, a maroon t-shirt. Each and every one is welcome in the village on WZYE 95.9 FM. Doesn't matter what planet you're from Mazatania, Xenorania, Sonoranius. Each and every one is welcome in the village on WZYE 95.9 FM. And you know, this is how we start the thing.
It have our place, WZYE, where they treat you like friends and family. So if you're looking for a place to belong, going WZYE, you could come along. If you have haste, do come with me. We do have dad on WZYE, Santa Meditate.
Yeah, and that's our resident poet, the man himself. We call him Dr. Love, Dr. Rene Mohammed. Yeah. We got some loyalists from way back. But you know, ladies and gentlemen, we always say here, we originate, we don't imitate. We tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And we have an oath such pledge to you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and our extension, the world, that we're going to bring you the whole truth. Take a listen.
Ansam LeBon and Marshall Nesbitt solemnly swear to conduct this radio program in a true, fair, and balanced manner, ensuring that all perspectives are given equal consideration and that the information presented is objective and unbiased. We pledge to provide a platform where diverse voices can be heard, fostering open and constructive dialogue that serves the best interests of our audience and community. Our commitment is to uphold the principles of journalistic integrity and ethical broadcasting throughout the duration of this program. Thank you.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, you know, when you come in the village, share it live. WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook and X. Subscribe. WZYE TV on YouTube. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444. And 973-609-6509. You can always send your voice notes and your text messages. And yes, we tend to play all the voice notes and all your voice messages once they are very clean and respectable. Let me bring in my partner, the man himself, the one and only, the young man by the name of Uncle Tommy. Tommy, welcome.
Good evening, Professor. How are you today?
Tommy, today is a beautiful day. Today was actually my off day from running.
Okay. All right.
Whenever, go ahead.
No, you didn't choose a bad day to take off.
Tommy, I gotta be honest with you. Whenever I have an off day, man, I just feel like I'm $25 million.
Okay.
I feel like 25 million. It just can't be 1 million, Tommy.
I hear you.
1 million is doing a disjustice, or an injustice. It's either this or in to myself. So it had to be an enormous figure. Yeah, it was really good today, man. What did I do? Oh yeah, I already told you on Tuesday I did the 1.5 mile warm up, 12 times the hill, and a mile warm down. So what I'm doing, Tommy, basically is that when I was a little younger, I could train 6 days a week.
Okay.
But as you get older, you have to train wiser. You know, there's this thing that
Makes
says
sense.
you have to be smarter, not harder.
True.
So I go hard one day, rest, then I go hard again next day. And so far, it's proven to be very successful. You know? And some
Okay.
days for me, I have temptation to try to go back to back. And it's okay, but I have to kind of calm down that temptation.
So obviously it's not okay to go back to back.
Nah, not at this point in time. So today was one of those days when I actually put on my stuff, did all my regular things in the morning, and I went out. I met the team, and I said to myself, I said, you know, Libon, relax yourself now, man. You don't have to run today. I ain't run.
All right.
And I ain't feel bad, you know. I feel much better, to be honest with you.
That's imperative.
Yeah. So I can't complain at all. No complaints on me, man. No complaints. Let's go to the chat, Tommy.
Yep. First thing was Mr. Intellectual.
Yes. He said, good evening, Prawn, Uncle T, and all villagers. I hope you all had a productive and successful day. Yeah, we had a productive and successful day, man.
Yep.
Very productive.
I was very pleased with today.
Yeah. Mr. Intellectual says, could anyone make sense of this? Heard a talk show say, oh God, Tommy. Let me read that comment. Read that comment.
Read the comment?
Yeah, read it.
Okay. Heard a talk show host say the government is not responsible for vetting the bids. It's the firm they hired to do that. Okay.
Tommy, did did I miss something, or did you?
I think we all missed something.
What does that mean, Tommy?
I don't know. I guess the government has given over governance of the place to somebody else.
So Tommy, I mean, you own a company, right? And you give the company and say, listen, all you go out and do this, and you ain't gonna do a
Yeah,
little
you had to have
bit.
you had to have one person in the government watching over their shoulder.
What do you have an auditor for? What's an auditor supposed to do?
They're supposed to have at least one person watching over their shoulder.
I stammer it. Caller, welcome. Mr. Intellectual, welcome.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening to you.
I heard I was happened to be on YouTube, and I saw a little thing pop up, and I went on to it, and I heard a gentleman asking, or bossing a mark, about this African company that seemed to be in corruption and stuff like that. And then, so I decided to listen what it is happening there. And he host started to ask some kind of funny kind of questions and tried to put off the person who was indicating what was going on and why it is the government accepted that if the government don't do they do due diligence. And the man said that how they hire a firm to do it. So my question was, if the firm choose that company, right? Which means that firm incompetent.
Correct.
So
right.
is he saying that the government chose an incompetent company, which he claimed to be a big time company, to do this kind of work? This is what we spending our taxpayers' money for, to pay a company to vet some bidders, and this is what we get.
Correct. And you know what's the problem, Mr. Intellectual? From a critical thinking skills, right? And using precedents, what happened previously with companies coming into the country and involving corruption after the fact. You will think the government and this host will learn that, you know what, boy? If it was 11 bidders and it come down to 3, all we have to do is to do our due diligence with 3. Right?
Right.
Let's work.
Right.
And you make an excuse for an incompetent government that hire an incompetent firm, and you taking their incompetence.
That just goes. I was kind of shocked to hear, and not just the host alone, but the amount of people call afterwards. It kind of turned me. I just switched. I just switched and went on to something that would have made me settle my mind. Yeah, a little more comfortable, because if this is how people are thinking, I mean to say, a talk show host.
So let me ask you something.
Somebody who's supposed to have some intellect.
Hanif,
go ahead.
Hanif, hold on.
Were the majority of listeners in cahoots with the host or in agreement with the host?
Yeah, they were.
That tells you how sad things are.
That nobody took the time out to really think about what the question was. Everybody seemed to have on blinders, and they weren't conscious enough to recognize that, hey, maybe I should step back and listen to what it is being said, and see if anything makes sense.
You know,
The hosts themselves seem to be ignorant enough to accept that a company could do something like that and still get millions of dollars. How much money they pay that firm? I would like to know.
Correct.
How much money they pay that firm to do this vetting? And if they are comfortable with that, then maybe I could look for a job to vet these firms on it.
But Mr. Intellectual, listen to this. Tommy, go ahead. Tommy wanted to say something. Tommy, go ahead.
You know, it is painful, but it's factual that a lousy job is being done and they are being rewarded for it. And when I say rewarded, I mean the voters are going to reward this government. From what I've had a conversation with someone today in Trinidad, and we were talking about the performance thus far. And the person said the performance is lousy, but the majority of people still support the government. And I said, what? He said, yes, the majority of people still support the government. He says, quite likely they'll put them right back in there for them to keep doing what they're doing. I said, if that happens, we could write off Trinidad.
But we are on the verge of being a field state. I won't say that we are a field state, but we are on the verge of being a field state in the sense that we have no kind of real foreign investment taking place in the country. If anybody could point me to any substantial foreign investors coming into the country that is not corrupted, doesn't have things hanging over their head, and I haven't seen the manufacturing sector in the country moving in a way that we could see that they're creating any sort of real employment or have the economy churning in such a way that a man could leave this job today and say that, oh, look, I have a next job over there that I could go and they're paying substantial funding. People working for small money, you can't buy groceries. I could attest to that. You can't buy groceries to say, well, you could support yourself for the month. You know, it is to be on a stipend for $3,000 a month and you can't meet your commitments. Make it worse if you end up having to pay doctor bills and stuff like that. It's just not right. And well, I can't blame the people and them for the ignorance and they wanting to be in mental slavery all the time and being subservient to any party, be it UNC, PNM, or wherever. But at this present point in time, this present government has not shown any kind of wherewithal to say that they could move the economy forward, they could move the people forward, that people could live a better life. The only people living better lives are those who are in authority.
Correct. Correct.
I heard the finance minister in his budget speech boast that they're going to win another 5 years. And it won't be surprising to me because it seems as though they know something more than us.
But I think,
if you understand, they have close ties with Venezuela, and if that is the case, Venezuela have a formula that they win elections just like that.
But I want to think, Mr. Intellectual, that the people of Trinidad and Tobago are waking up, and I think it's going to be a rude awakening in this next election for the People's National Movement. I believe that.
Well,
I believe that.
if Trinidadians take pattern from Tobago, I could understand that, but the kind of rhetoric that I'm hearing on most of the news medias and some of those radio stations, they are actually promoting the government.
The fourth estates failing the
If you
people.
understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Take, for instance, this budget. Anybody who have a little bit of common sense would know that this is just a piece of gimmick that they put into the population so that the population will feel that the government finally doing something, so we will give them an next chance.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Some people actually believe that this budget is a good budget.
Correct. Yeah, man. Thanks a lot, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, no problem. Have a blessed evening.
All right, man. Bless. Tommy, I want to play this, Tommy. I want people to listen to this. Listen to this.
It just came out that 1/3 of all internet traffic is fake.
Have you ever heard the phrase anticipatory obedience? By the way, this video may take a minute to get to the point, so if your attention span isn't up to the task, then shoot. So anticipatory obedience is a phenomenon where people comply with authority more than is actually being asked of them. Essentially following rules that don't actually exist in anticipation of what authority or even just social conformity seems to want from them. Very often this is about not wanting to draw negative attention to yourself, right? Fitting in rather than sticking out. And very often it's about naturally authoritarian people trying to use the authority of the collective to police other people and make themselves feel a little more powerful. That's essentially what a Karen is, right? Somebody sticking their nose in other people's business unnecessarily, being a nuisance but still feeling justified because they believe that the authority or social conformity is on their side. In 1978, the former Czech president Václav Havel wrote a parable about a greengrocer living in a communist dictatorship. In the story, after the rise of an authoritarian government, the greengrocer starts seeing more and more people putting pro-government propaganda posters in their windows. Now, eventually, the greengrocer, who is not a fan of the authoritarian government, ends up putting a sign in his own shop window. Not because he feels idealistically compelled to, but simply because he sees the rise in popularity of this narrative and he wants to be left alone. The idea is if you perform some sort of symbolic gesture to demonstrate your compliance with the authority, then you'll be left alone to live your life. So from his perspective, he's kind of just waving a white flag. The problem is, from everybody else's perspective, they're seeing what he saw. Lots and lots of windows with scary amounts of propaganda in them, which is essentially inflating everybody's impression of just how popular this ideology actually is and just how much power it actually has. Now imagine being a powerful financial interest today who wants to shift the narrative on a certain subject. You essentially have the technology to put 100 million signs in 100 million shop windows overnight. Now, if you also happen to have control of large segments of the corporate media, all you really have to do is sprinkle in a handful of popular, bought and paid for social media influencers. In a few hours, you will have thousands and thousands of people organically making their own videos, posting their own comments, supporting your narrative. Some in an attempt to fit in, eager to signal their moral virtue to the rest of us by how quickly they conform to the new narrative. Others simply relishing the opportunity to kick down by attacking, bullying, shaming, and guilt-tripping those who remain who have not yet conformed. Now, in the video I stitched, the guy says 1/3 of the traffic, which as far as I know is an arbitrary number, and he's talking about Chinese phone farms. But considering how powerful a tool controlling the narrative actually is, if you really believe that this is the most sophisticated version of this technology that currently exists, well then, I don't know, you and me live in different versions of reality. Anyway, have a nice day.
Anticipatory obedience. You get the gist of what the fella talking about.
Absolutely.
We have quite a bit, of that with the People's National Movement and the followers. Mr. Florida, welcome.
Hey, good night, Mr. Handsome. Good night, Mr. Tommy. Good night, everybody in live, all the callers and all the chatters and all right. Mr. Hanif, a good contribution as always.
Always.
So, Mr. Handsome and Mr. Tommy, let me apologize for Tuesday because I carried your show around a wrong part because I went back and forth with Colin Joseph, but I'm going to stop that. I'm done with that. So Mr. Hanslem, Mr. Tommy, you don't realize the strategy that PNM does use? They know these companies corrupt, you know, and they know that you will pull up on it. They know that UNC will pull up on it, and they know what the excuse will be. Oh, UNC stopping people from coming to invest in Trinidad. That is the strategy, they call it ambush marketing. You realize that is what PNM using. They know all these companies who that company, you realize the 3 bid one company have corruption under his name. They know that. Ambush marketing. And now they're gonna use this now when UNC bring it up in parliament and bring it up all over, they will say, oh, UNC stopping investment in Trinidad. And the sad thing about it, the sycophant supporters just back them up. You know, I was sitting down today, Mr. Hanslem and Mr. Tommy, and I was thinking to myself, when UNC was in power, they say UNC wasn't doing nothing for the people. And UNC thieving all the money, right? Now, PNM in power, and PNM telling the people, we know the government, nothing for you. And these sycophant people calling and telling other people, yes, it's time for the people to stop depending on the government. You see how sick it is, Mr. Hanslem? You see how sick is that? So they say UNC wasn't doing nothing for the citizens, they was taking all the money. And now, when PNM in power, they say the callers and the people with the supporters saying, yes, time to stop depending on the government and take away all the subsidies and take away everything. Mr. Hanslem, what really going on with people in Trinidad? Because I lost, you know, look on listening.
Yeah, but Tommy, I want to, Tommy, think about it, right? Let me do this. Hold on. Let me do one thing here quickly. I'm going to put you back in, right? So, Mover Defender, welcome.
Blessed man, Uncle Tommy and Wall Street.
Same to you, my friend.
Yeah.
I wanna use your program to do some. Please allow me.
Go ahead.
I wanna send a message to Mr. Gordon Joseph, and this is a serious message. This is no passion, nothing he say or do. This is sending a message to him to tell him. I realize that he trying to take things personal, watch it. So I'll explain to you what he doing. I call on TC and every program and talking about Brian Manning, about what Rowley say he did to his father, and he's still in the cabinet. But like everything I say, Gordon Joseph had to snap behind it. So I want to let him know tonight, right? I don't know him. And I'm sure he don't know me. But I find like he's taking things personal now. And he don't want me to take things personal with him. So I'm asking him tonight, I will not have nothing to tell you after tonight. And I'm begging you, pleading with you, have nothing to tell me neither. Because I'm telling you, you're kind of getting to me now, personally now. Like if you're trying to pick on everything I say or do, even if I don't speak about you. So I don't want to play that game no more with you. Because it's a game for you. So Mr. Gordon Joseph, if I look like I take and choose, leave me alone, sir, please and thanks. Because you wouldn't like what I take it personal with you. Enjoy your night watch, then Uncle Tom.
Okay.
Don't get into no personal tit for tat. You understand? All you have your opinion, but don't make it personal. And but tell me, Tommy, I just make it personal with Prime Minister Rowley, but I just make it factual. So Tommy, that the our background screen today is old age pension increase by 1,500 in 5 years, right? And that's from 2010 to 2015.
Yep.
And in the last 10 years, Tommy, in addition to poor, black, disadvantaged people, in addition, old age pension increased by $0 the last 10 years. Tommy,
Zero.
is that fact or fiction?
Fact.
Tommy, you sure about that, boy?
You sound like you ain't sure. You have me worried now.
Tommy, you right like to ask questions, Tommy. I see, Tommy, I see fact check man now. I see that's comedy fact check man.
You have me fact checking myself now.
I just want to be sure, Tommy, that could someone call and confirm that, please, asking that between 2010 to 2015, old age pension was increased
like $1,500.
$1,500. So that's $300 a year, right? And between 2015 to now, old age pension hasn't seen 0.0000001% of an increase. I am just trying to make sure it's fact and not fiction. Because next time Tommy, they go fact check we. So somebody please, can you call and let us know or put it in the chat? But we like you to call and just let us know whether this is true or if we just bar talking the PNM. Mova Defender, welcome.
Well, shit, you're a little wrong there, so I have to correct you.
Okay.
It did raise in between 2015 and 2024.
Yeah.
The age from 60 to 65 was raised. That's what was raised. Enjoy your night.
Folks, I'm sorry that Mova Defender misunderstood the question. Okay. Let me repeat the question again.
And we're not talking about NIS, we're talking about old age grant.
Yeah. Let me repeat the question. We have something here where we are looking at it, and it seems that if we don't want to mislead the public, we say that we speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And we have an oath that pledge to the people, Tommy, that we're going to bring the truth. All right. Here we have a voice message. I'm going to play this voice note here. Maybe this is about it. I'm going to go. Let me see.
Good night, Mr. Wall Street and Uncle Tommy. Mr. Wall Street, that background post is factual. But let me tell you, with the PNM supporters lie, and they know it's a lie too. It's somewhere during the COVID or right after the COVID, Rowley did really get them $200, right? But it was on the first day of the year he gave them that. For the first month, on the first day of the year, he gave them $200 extra in the pension. And they run and say, Rowley raised the pension, but he never raised the pension permanently. It was just a one-day thing, and that was it. I believe it right after the COVID.
One-off.
But Tommy, if it's a one-off, it's a raise. Come on, I'm asking. That's why I'm asking the question. Caller, welcome. Mr. Atlanta, welcome.
Good evening, Wall Street. Good evening, Wall Street, and Tommy.
Good evening.
I have been collecting pension, and I know people who collect pension.
Right.
But you were right. It was raised. It wasn't raised for the last 10 years, and it's not 3,000. It's 3,005.
Okay, no. I was just asking the question with respect to between 2010 to 2015. There's a statement that it was raised $1,500. So I don't know if I just say $300 a year, right? And between 2015 to 2024, currently 2020, 2025, because this is the last year of the government, it was raised zero. If at one time they get 200, then it was a raise. Even if it's a one-off, there was a raise. Right? So what I mean, Tommy,
Yeah.
if it was
No, they didn't get the callers. What the caller said.
they got a one-off of 200.
Yeah, what the caller said was true. They just got a little something. That was not a. That is just a. They give them the old age pensions, a little money for the Christmas or the, whatever time it was. That's $1,000. That for that month. It wasn't raised to that. It was.
So let me make
It
sure
wasn't on their pension. It was like they give you
a
something.
bonus. It was a bonus. A bonus.
A bonus. They just give you something, so it wasn't attached to say, well, every month or a certain people or whatever. Right?
Okay. So what happened is that, it's like they say, all right, boy, Christmas coming, we go get old age pensioners a $200 bonus, a gift. But it's not mean to say if your pension was $2,500, it's now going to $2,700.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. That
Right,
makes
and yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't know much about you. I didn't fact check anything, but what you're saying is right. No pension has risen in any case in the last 10 years.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So we got here in the US a stimulus check. So they got a stimulus check for $200. Is that?
Tommy boy, I tell you, but I tell you, your brightness shining all over the place. Let's take this one. COP, welcome.
What's it around, good Tony? Good night, and now what's the time, David?
Yeah, we had 3 minutes before the break. Go ahead.
Yeah, we could do plenty in 3 minutes time. We could vote out the roll. We could be prime minister in 3 minutes time. But when Kamala Prasad Bisasa take office as prime minister, old age pension was $2,000. And when she leave, when them senior citizens vote she out, Uncle Tony and all of them that was disappointed, in 5 years' time, it was $3,500.
Okay.
When she leave, she raised old age pension twice in 5 years. She built 150 childhood centers, Wall Street, all over this country. And Dr. Rowley have it growing bush right now. Bush. Today in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, in 5 years, what this lady did, we have secondary schools, colleges, and primary school right now abandoned. What this lady built and could not finish it in 5 years. Because to build 150 schools, they still have school abandoned and just bushing it. And Dr. Rowley administration would not fix this.
When you need to remember.
Uncle Tony and senior citizens out there, why would you vote out a government that build 150 childhood center and could have find the resources to put in workers inside there to see about the future of this country? And we will condemn that and vote for a prime minister that abandon those things and say we don't have no money. Where Kamala Prasad Bisasa was getting that money to complete all them schools, to fill up the 7 fire stations she built, to fill up the 7 police stations she built with administration, where she was getting that money to do that? By utilizing the money the right way. If Dr. Rowley did utilize the money the right way, and all them billions of dollars that go down the road in NGC and non-disclosure deal and millions of dollars going in rent, he would have been able to accomplish these things. But when we have a government don't want to accomplish those things, but make the rich richer, why should senior citizens say, all right, for the last 5 years under Kamala Prasad Bisasa, she do good, but I'm disappointed still.
We gotta go for the break.
And I support the one for 10 years, they do nothing. I think my 3 minutes up there.
Yeah, we gotta go for the break. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Bless. Folks, we're gonna go for that break. Don't forget Shetty Live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook and X. Subscribe, WZYE TV on YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509. That's 973-609-6509. Text and voice notes are welcome.
We'll be right back after this. Don't go nowhere.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
I tell myself, look here, boy, Choppy, time to do something for your country. I opening a political party. Time for you to make the decision at the next general election and join the leaders of our nation. When I read them Sunday newspapers with all them cussing cuss-word neighbors, I tell myself I am not horizon. Selvin Cudjoe like he joined the line. Martin Daly cussing the behind. And I'll correct mine and I change my mind. Cause I find everybody got a new thing. They see cussing the BNM. But a fine and anthem. With your body come a problem. Cussing the BNM. I saw reading in danger, building the house near the water. And you see them, you see it for the water. Go down, cowie down to ambush them. Look at the in people and them. Still they cussing the BNM. It's only kites on them from the review friend who not cussing the BNM. Sweet music. I am no privy to no party. I am not for what's in you crowd. I am simply saying things to be. ANR and Panda, when you see them later, they had a few husbands down here. But since Brooklyn and Nine, I think all of them is cutting right. Even what they say in lying. And on the TV and the radio, man calling from fighting my arrow to cuss rowdy good pen in Tobago. Everybody out of seeds, Ross and Brandy, cussing the BNM. And blame the system, bringing love and mayhem, but cussing the BNM. Like people on the road in danger, and keeping all your guns to cover. Anytime you see him, iron is forever. Government had to change laws to stop them from keeping your boat and rubber pen, cause they cussing the BNM. These only cats on them like they and them who not cussing the BNM. Sweet music. School children fighting is a problem. Up in mayhem, or mayhem, everything is a big problem. We humping and fuck them. Everything might give a problem. but they still cussing the PNM. Even if you have the water, man fighting with the paddle water, cussing up all in the war. And on the street, you know me, if you see people fighting, you see, fighting to cuss up the UNC. Everybody from the country to Brandy, cussing the PNM. Hail and party, even the sickly, cussing the PNM. Everybody fighting to get them. Nobody burning and even looking up and hating. They come down and open me, but they cussing the PNM. It's only the them who not cussing the PNM. Gonna give you a special verse. So go with that music. Take the THA, if they go. What will we do them? I don't know. But they only cussing the man for so. Take petrol train down in Sando. Government gave them house and land for so. Yet they treated him like a old hoe. Million they spend getting to fight COVID-19, but they refused and cost the vaccine. The family was in Jerusalem. Property tax was not a problem. Yet Annie Roberts was in PNM. Everybody from town to Brandy, cussing the PNM. Even Lady Gypsy, cause she brother already. Now she cussing the PNM. Even them from a radar, we're fighting it forever. Even then invader and fighting later. Last line I be friend, but Gary Griffiths I good friend. Come down and cuss the PNM. It's only skin apart for the women who not cussing the PNM.
And of course, we are back with you. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. Tommy, everybody cussing the PNM.
Tommy on WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to In the Village with your host, with Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy on WZYE 95.9 FM.
Yo, what's going on? This is Drizzy Drake.
Hi, this is Rihanna.
Hey, what's up? This is Ludacris.
What's up, y'all? This is Nicki Minaj.
You're rocking with the best. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
This is Travis Scott, 21-7.
You're listening to In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
What it do is the baby and we in the mix.
What's up? It's your boy Usher.
What's up, y'all? This is Beyonce.
It's your boy Chris Brown right here.
Playing nothing but the best. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street. You are listening to In the Village with your host, with Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy on WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Don't forget, folks, share the live. WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook and X. Subscribe. WZYE TV and YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also 973-609-6509, 973-609-6509. Text and voice notes are welcome. Remember, that's WhatsApp, so there are no charges. If you have Wi-Fi, that is.
KFC, welcome.
Good night, Professor Washington, Uncle Tommy in the village. And everybody locked on.
What's happening,
Say,
man?
everybody, KFC only cussing the PNM. Professor Washington, I passed up by a building sometime yesterday. And I said, any pay building, we will kill us up bad money. I feel go cost them more because they bring down the buildings. The road, I set out water, it will take a check at it. But what she was asking a question if the pension is.
Yeah. The pension
Why I
is?
must vote for a government who was raising my pension, but I vote for a government who raising my pension on our sheet.
Correct. You vote for a government who raising your pension? Yeah.
The whole PLM person. Today a woman say she what she pension she could give back $300 outside, you know.
She could give back $300?
Yeah. She go take care of actually. If the PLM say if I go back $300, she say, of course.
KFC, that music by Trinidad Killer Riot, that clean? Trinidad Killer, the one you sent me, Riot. That clean? The video.
Yeah, that clean.
That's a good song?
I said that's what I know.
Oh, that's a long time. Okay. You know, boy, them someone that should just come in there.
Well, listen before I play because you know, killer that man is used.
Yeah.
He and all cost him quite order too, you know.
I do. I have to be careful. That's why I ask you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Bless. All right, let me go in the chat, Tommy. Tommy, you know who I see come in the chat? Your partner.
I have so many partners.
Yes, look at read the name on the screen there.
Good evening, Wall Street and Tommy. Enough respect to you, Mr. Mean Gene. Thanks for coming into the village this evening.
Yeah. Your partner.
We appreciate you.
You get some freedom, but you haven't been having much freedom lately, you know. But you get some freedom tonight. Albert said the murders, Trinidad now is 494 with 89 days to go.
Yep.
Biznat, welcome. Good night to you as well. Albert Montano says, yesterday, today, 6 murders, but the Deputy Commissioner of Police, crime is under control. What do you mean? Crime is under control, man. Come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Albert say, I will not like to see when it's out of control. With 2 senior attorneys as Minister of National Security and the figures are so high, maybe they need 3 ministers of national security. You mean maybe they need to fire the Minister of National Security? Right? Tommy, again, and move the friend, I send this for you. But I take a picture. Tommy, we already said that the Ministry of National Security was reduced $799 million. Close to $1 billion. Tommy, help me make sense out of that now, Tommy. Let me ask you a question first, Tommy. Do you believe there's a crime problem in Trinidad and Tobago?
Absolutely. No question.
Okay. Wow, you answered that very firm, boy. What? You ain't missing no day, you know?
No, but it's truth to power.
You drink some of your water before you answer that?
No, let me drink some. I'm going to drink some now. I'm going to answer you again.
So, Tommy, if crime is not out of control, you have it under control, then it is accurate for you to reduce the budget, for you to reduce the allocation in the budget.
Correct.
Right? But
Correct.
if, as Albert Montano says, we have 494 murders to date, and there is 89 days left to go, it appears that crime is a runaway rampant, out of control.
Maybe that's normal.
Oh, okay.
That must be the new normal.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me go on, because maybe I'm not understanding it. Right? Albert Montano say good evening, and someone told me good evening to you, Albert. If people want to make Trinidad great again, put back Crete Rowley. Nah, Albert. Albert, don't put them things into existence, please. Please, Albert. Don't put them things out into the atmosphere. I know you're joking. Yeah, but I don't want that out in the atmosphere. Yeah, KFC.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Wall Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, man?
Yeah.
What tell how wicked and evil and thing this period government is. I remember constituency office, Port of Spain, so to say, who is the MP?
Keith Scotland?
So, well, my friend, she got caught, she went there, so I just, to the scene, so I decided, I watched her as a top people sit down inside the two and three and four children inside the sit down. But a young girl, she had 3 children. She says she's a single parent now. But every time she come in, she get appointment, a recommendation. The girl put out and show me was about 20 recommendation I get. So when they call, she know first so fast he didn't even tell you like he does even about 5 minutes. Next and next. So the girl shoots and show the rest of the document recommendation. I should look how long I look for all the work. And I can't get all the work at all. No assistance. Then no assistant down in that constituency.
Maybe the other part of the constituency is assist a little more, because that part of the constituency might be more poor, black, disadvantaged people. I don't know.
Remember that part of the constituency. You don't know you had them. He assist down in Woodbrook and them places down the constituency to end.
I hear some part down there with too.
Yeah, I think down St. James down there. But they assisting them single mother and them who look for help and thing about do give them recommendation and send them.
Maybe she need to go.
Going back with man.
Maybe they need to go and see Donna Cox, man. Donna Cox go help them.
Donna Cox. Boy.
Okay, say lower your voice.
I looked honest.
Yeah, man. Bless. All right, Tommy. Tommy Mohammed, welcome. Good night, Professor Walsh and Uncle Tommy and all listeners. Albert Montano said, I was told as far back as 1981. I was sonically, or is that supposed to be? All right, socially, I'll leave it as this. Pessimistic, negative, on some other things. Alim, welcome. Alim says, good night to Wall Street and Mr. Tommy, the best talk show. Welcome. Thank you very kindly. Caribbean Soul, welcome. Right? Crime is at an all-time high. Patricia Reed, good night, good day to you, Patty. Patty, you see your comment you just made there. You are one of those, okay? So I ain't going to read it. I ain't going to read it, Tommy. Professor Walsh, those 2 radios attacking you for what reasons? Which 2 boy? I don't know, Which 2 boy? It'll be the morning program. Okay. Local pilot strike today, boy. Wasn't there a strike in the Port Authority today, Tommy, too? Then some people walk off the job?
I'm not sure. I know the Port Authority here in the United States on strike.
Right, I know about 45,000 people. And I think, was there something today on the port with respect to people walking off the job? Could you all confirm that for me? Uncle Tommy, Eric stole most, and he stayed in office for 6 terms. Oh, God, the man said Eric stole, boy. Oh, God. All right. Yeah, KFC.
Yeah, yesterday, the down tools and thing yesterday.
Yesterday?
Port Authority.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
That's how that's what I take up on me.
Yeah, man. So yeah, they put on the tools, boy. Tommy, that is a big stand,
Yeah, well, if those in the United States here put down the tools and stop work, but that's a very complicated story. Someone sent out a post out there where they're saying that the longshoremen or dock workers here in the U.S. are doing that because they're supporting Trump and they are creating an atmosphere to get Trump into power. So I don't know.
Or you know what? As let me finish read these people in the chat, and then I'll go get to something with that. With respect to immigrants in this country. Caribbean Soul says the government collected 91 million from property tax already. Imagine that. Some dotish people went and paid. And I wanted to read something. I wanted to do something about the property tax where, let me see if I have it here. That's 2 million in tax evasion. Let me see. That's that one there. That's that one there. Okay. I will find that one. Let me continue here. Patricia says, Patty says, Hanif, what is your opinion on the MPs before the court? You think that's okay, sir? Hanif, Patty wants to have a question for you. What's your opinion on the MPs before the court? You think that's okay, sir? All right. Patty, what's your opinion, Patty, on a set of companies coming to Trinidad and Tobago and they're involved in corruption? What's your opinion on that? What is your opinion?
What's her opinion on the MPs before the court?
Yeah. Oh, so Patty says the company put out the fact concerning the allegation. Take a read. Where they put it out, Patty, so we could read it. We go read it. Tell me where they put it out. Tell me where they put it out in the chat. All right. I mean, pilots' jobs are hard and dangerous, and their pay should be increased. Okay, the reason where you're joining us from, the reason I am not blocked on this live. I was hitting Google some reality and MC, and them blocked me. What is MC Master Ceremony?
I don't know.
Okay. The reason where you're joining us from, Tobago don't have Gordon, Patricia, and Fox. Okay. Tommy Mohammed says the PNM will rig the election to win in 2025. Caribbean so laugh follow. Bruce did block you. Bruce block you? Really? The reason says he blocked me on Iowa Facebook live stream because I said, oh God, keep it respectful. Keep it respectful. The reason. Damn, where the other guys get his thought from its 1,000,000% spot. Patricia is true. Bruce and Sharon no longer on the radio. Now Bruce was on this morning with Abu Bakr.
I saw Sharon got signed in to a board in Port of Spain.
What board?
Oh man, I needed to send that to you.
I need to send that to me, boy. She getting rewarded, you know. Maybe the level of propaganda being used to.
No, I read it in the paper in the Guardian.
Today?
2 days ago.
Oh, no, I didn't see that. The reason says good night, Walsh and Uncle Tommy didn't mean to be rude. That's all right. Richard, welcome.
Welcome to everybody. Good night, Uncle Tommy. Good night, Professor Walsh. Good night to everybody.
Good night.
I'm listening to your program again, and I sent you some information, and I was listening to quite a few people today on the various media outlets in Trinidad and Tobago. And I want to point out a couple things from the show, I think on Tuesday. Now I heard COP Kunji was talking about the money being spent and money allocated. And you're talking about the old age pension, Professor Wall Street, how it hasn't been raised in 10 years. You talk about the what's going on the port where they're striking. You talked about I sent you the thing on the airlines, the Cal Airlines. Now here's the issue, which I just want to drum again, because I know Mrs. Bissessa-Prasad is going to come tomorrow. The problem we are having in Trinidad, I didn't get to look at all the statistics, is that this government for the last 9 out of the 10 years has been doing deficit financing.
Correct, including this
deficit
budget.
Financing.
Including this budget.
Including this budget. But I want to point, the only year that they were not doing deficit financing was because of the Ukraine-Russia war. I just want to put out a couple statistics, which is important, and I think people need to know this.
22.
This year, 22, because we had, unusual prices for methanol and the urea and the petrochemicals, so they got, an unusual gain, but that's outside of our ambit. We don't control what is going on. Now, here's the issue, which is what I was talking about on Tuesday with this administration. They are still on an oil, gas, and petrochemical fix. When you talk about they're not able to raise pensions, remember there was an article by an economist. 50% of our expenditure, which is between 55 to 60 billion, goes in transfers. It goes in subsidies. It goes in transfers to pay the salaries of workers, as well as to pay pensions, like that old age pension that Mrs. Bissessa raised. Now, here's what's going on, and I have to drive this home. I heard Mr. Manning Jr., the junior minister, talking. It's going to be 5 billion deficit. Last year was 9 billion, and then they have also the mid-year review. Now, one of the presenters asked him, well, how are you going to finance that, which Mr. Imber didn't get into? But if you go to today's Guardian or yesterday's Guardian, I told you on Tuesday, they are not getting enough money coming in. They are hoping for 2027. They are hoping that the 91 million for the 25% of the property tax, they will extrapolate and get another 200 million. So that will be 300 million for property tax. They are hoping with the assimilation of the Trinidad and Tobago TTRA, which went to the Privy Council, that they will be able to take in money from different people who are not paying their fair share. But the problem that what we're not seeing is that these deficits have been accumulating, and Mr. Manning Jr. confirmed that they will actually be going to the capital markets to get debt to finance the debt. Now, here's the problem, because one of the presenters asked him, I'm not going to call the name, he said, don't you think that that is a problem? And Mr. Manning replied that, no, well, it's the international capital markets, the bankers and the financiers and the IMF and the Moody's, they set the trend. And I said to Trinidad and Tobago, that is dangerous because we run up a debt of almost 80 to 90% debt to GDP. But there's something called the interest coverage ratio, which Colm Inwood will not tell people. So out of that 5 billion, that deficit, we have to, that is net of the interest and the capital we have to repay on our debt, which is about $140 billion. So I'm telling people, we have to wake up and put pressure on these guys, because everything they are doing, they have to cut the budget down from the Ministry of National Security. They reduced the budget for Ministry of Education. But the fact is, we are misallocating funds. It's not how much money you get. They are going to buy 2 fixed aircraft. We don't know what the cost is of that. They're going to buy 12 more patrol boats, and 14 boats are sitting in Sobel Bays. We don't know what they're doing to fix these things. They buy 3,000 cameras. They're going to, which will cost 25,000. Gary Griffith, and I'm not picking up any politician, said that there's 1,200 cameras that they purchased at $2,000. $2,000. Now they're going to purchase 3,000 cameras for $12,000. And he's saying that operationally, they don't need 3,000 cameras. Okay? So here's the point. The point I want to drive home, and another thing that Mr. Manning spoke about, is that the fact that we are getting leakages, we are not getting foreign direct investment, because the crime situation, 494 murders, the fact is you can't get your money for VAT refunds, the cost of doing business and the regulations are too archaic, okay? And the fact is we are not talking about proper diversification. I will give Mrs. Paula Gopi-Schoon some credit. She is trying. But when you have, I made an error on Tuesday, Anselm, Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy, when I talked about the agriculture, Con Inwood in his allocation of 5 hours spoke about agriculture and what they will do. And I talked about the cocoa. I talked about he wants to put infrastructure in and all of that. But you can't do that with $1.1 to $1.2 billion out of a $60 billion budget. That's 1.66% of the budget. And if you take that as a percentage, that 1.1 billion, Mute and company for the 9 months made $1 billion, and we are importing 7 billion TT in goods and services for food. So there is a disconnect with this administration. How are you going to get to the key performance metrics of diversification? They're not talking about that. Our GDP in 1972-73, when you had the Arab-Israeli embargo, was 7%, Professor Wall Street, 7%. Now it is less than a half of a percentage point. What are they doing with tourism? We don't have any brand management here. I work with people all over the world, and they travel and they business people all over, and they know nothing about Trinidad and Tobago. They're spending $130 million for that Tobago airport, and it needs expanding. But they're talking about a 3 million capacity. Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy and folks, the same China Railway was a corrupt company. They formed a consortium with a local company here, and they are building an airport for 3 million capacity. In order to have 3 million capacity, you have to be doing 91 flights per day. 91, between 60 to 91 flights per day. Not even combined Piarco and Crown Point has that, A.N.R. Robinson. These are where the money is going, and people have to understand. We don't have any brand management. They can allocate a few bucks for brand management. So people in here, this is low-hanging fruit here in the United States. They should be allocating more money to the Tobago House of Assembly. But they will not do that because they want to cut their own cloth in Tobago. They need those 2 seats. So I'm telling people again, and I'm saying this, they are hoping, like, Bon Jovi have a tune, "Oh, we living on a prayer." They are hoping that everything comes in. But as a financial expert and working in investment banking for quite a few years, you have your best case scenario, you have your medium case, and you have your worst case scenario. Colm Imbert and Keith Rowley, they are not financial managers. They don't know about that. So for the last 8 to 9 years, they have always been doing high budget, high oil price, high gas prices. This is the first year that they get a little realistic, and then they come back for the media review and say, well, you know what, we didn't get that, so we have to borrow. So we have to wake up, and I continue to say, and I will leave everybody with this. If you know Gary Griffith, if you know Philip Alexander, if you know Mrs. Visesa Prasad, if you know Farley, I am saying again, if we don't make it change, we are running the risk, I'm sorry, of Trinidad going the way of Venezuela in a couple of years, because it's our children, not necessarily us. Our children will be paying for this. And we don't want to have that debt on our children's backs. We need to start diversifying. We need to start getting serious about getting away from oil and gas. It's very important, but it's taken up 80% of our revenue. 80% of our forex. we have importers and exporters who need forex because why? They are net.
All right, caller, leave it there. Leave it there.
So I'm gonna leave it with that.
Okay.
But we need to change course. Have a good night, folks. I just wanted to point out that to your Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street. Good night, sir.
Bye-bye.
Good night and thank you. And I'll say it again. If the people don't wake up, they're gonna crash and burn. They're gonna crash and burn if they don't, because they're asleep at the wheel. And if you don't wake up when you're asleep at the wheel, you eventually crash and burn.
You know, Tommy, when you're saying that the people don't wake up, for example, right? It was brought to the government attention that one of the 3 companies that they put that was vetted, Storm Welcome.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
Welcome,
hey, Diana.
I see. No, if I wanted to go from into Trinidad or Trinidad and Tobago, the pilot's not working.
You have to
cross. Boy, how to swim?
Go to Barbados. Go to Barbados. You could go to Barbados and get a ferry to Trinidad.
I could get. and I hear it's only $2.50 more on the minimum wage that they increase it by.
Yeah, $2.
But
$2.
I'm wondering how much they give themselves an increase up in Parliament. They got an increase in their pay?
That's a good question.
Yeah, wondering that. And you see, the pilots send a message, right? I want the police to do the same thing, the nurses to do the same thing, the teachers to do the same. You know, always a sort of party and peaceful people, boy. You think Mia Motley could do to the Bajans what Keith Rowley do to the Trinis? Bajans will walk out on she and shut down everything. And them is only 250,000 people. What's wrong with we Trinis? Everybody frightened. Frightened for this. Frightened for what? They cannot pick up everybody. They don't have enough police that manhandle everybody. They need to go out and don't do nothing.
They're frightened to live. They're frightened to live.
Send them a message.
They're frightened to live.
That's what they need to do.
They're frightened to live. They're frightened to live.
They're frightened, yeah. Them give you $2.50. Huh?
$2, not even 50 cents. $2 straight up.
$2. Yeah,
$2, not $2. Oh well, I was adding on the 50 cents.
You gave them an extra 50 cents, extra 25.
Well, and they don't see the insult. But I have a strong belief, come this next general election, they are going to feel it. They're going to feel it hard. Yeah. They're not putting them, but no. They're gonna feel it. Yeah. That coalition, because when I did my research and stuff to get away from the Queen's dress line and to be independent, they did a coalition too. So the coalition gonna fix, but what I want when the coalition gets in there, for the people to hold them to the grinding mill and make them perform. Make them perform. Yes?
P&M Patty says, Storm, she has the country before the IMF, so she good, right? That's what P&M Patty says about you.
Yeah, well, you know, I guess that gonna come to Trinidad next.
I'm just telling you what
would you rather go that road or continue on the road that they're walking now? Would you rather? Because I lived in Barbados a long time ago when they did the IMF thing and cut and contrive and everybody, you know. But it turned out on the other side of the coin. It turned out on the positive. Or you want to continue on the road you're going now, Madam Pap? You want to continue in the road? When a woman gets on social media and says she cannot feed her child. She sends her child to school hungry and he faints away in the school. You tell it, and that's just one person, huh? You telling me that is a good situation? I am always a child advocate. I don't want to hear what kind of wig she had on her head. That's not my concern. The fact she said she mop and hop or drop to get the child to school, she mop and hop drop to get to the social welfare office, and the turning her around with her file, the documents keep missing. Why you all doing the woman that? And the little boy faint away in the school because she has nothing to give him to eat. Do you guys understand what you're doing to the children of Trinidad and Tobago? And there's a lot of stress and anxiety there. The economic situation, the crime situation. When you gonna fix it? And how much more do you think these people could take? You know, when the storm come out, something bothering me, eh? It's bothering me that children are suffering because of all you old archaic Jurassic heads.
Diana, PNM Party says, what is the price for a tank of gas in Barbados? You could talk about
you know, that is irrelevant. At least they can buy it.
What are the wages?
What are the rates? You want to know what
they
the
can
price?
buy it, and you can lay down in your porch or wherever the Bajans call it at night, and nobody ain't trying to come in and rob you and invade your house. Because you don't go there with me. I know the two societies. Don't go there with me.
It's that people here in the chat saying, follow the money, Miss Barbados. It all goes to UNC Indians
Oh, please.
and Arabs.
Oh, please. At least, look, I don't even want to get in it with you, you know, because, you know. But, you know, my thing is you need to, like the guy said, and he have facts and figures, we heading to like Venezuela. We're going to end up like Haiti. That's how y'all want it, Haiti. Well, if it get that way, I ain't coming there at all. I ain't even going to Tobago. And that is where I usually go. I don't go to Trinidad. I don't hide my mouth. I do not feel safe in Trinidad. I feel a little safe in Tobago. And until I begin to feel not safe in Tobago, then I ain't coming there at all. You all want your children saddled and your grandchildren saddled with all of this? What you gonna tell your children and grandchildren? Trinidad, what did you do to change Trinidad and Tobago when we had a chance to? What you gonna tell your children and your grandchildren? We like it so. Me and them love you so. Huh? Y'all give me a break. Give me a break. The children suffering, the people suffering silently. Like Anselm was said, the stick, I ain't saying stick, the juk Novocaine inside the gum. And they sit on there suffering silently because they're either shame, they don't want to come and let nobody know what's going on with them. But people like me is who does be begging for help. Miss Patty, they don't go to what's your name? Donna Cox. They just send me letters on social media requesting help. And I have to vet them before I release the help. So don't go there with me, madam. Anyway, y'all have a lovely night. I'm going to back in the chat.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Diana.
So, folks, I want you all to listen to an editorial on why Trinidad and Tobago should reconsider dealing with Owando PLC. And Patty, take off your red sunglasses. Take off your left red earplugs. Take off your red contact lenses. Take off your red glasses. You know, Tommy, I just wonder about Bandman sometimes, you know. I go read some of his comments for you.
I've been looking at some of his comments.
Yeah. I just be watching the comments and I be reading. I just wonder about him, you know. You know what I'm saying?
You already make him out. I already make him out.
Yeah. He exposed himself. He fully exposed. Yeah, Bandman, he exposed.
Yeah, he's happy with the way things are, man.
Yeah. We expose him. He's
happy. Things are just wonderful as far as he's concerned.
Yeah. As far as Bandman is concerned, things are splendid for us in Trinidad and Tobago, man. Yeah, man. Bandman. Take a listen to this, folks. This is the editorial.
Why Trinidad and Tobago should reconsider its dealings with Owando PLC? An editorial by Professor Wall Street. The government of Trinidad and Tobago is at a critical juncture where its decisions will shape the nation's future. One such decision involves the potential dealing with Owando PLC, a Nigerian company mired in corruption allegations and controversies. Here are 10 compelling reasons why Trinidad and Tobago should reconsider this partnership. 1. Historical corruption allegations. Owando PLC has been embroiled in numerous corruption scandals. The Nigerian Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, found serious infractions, including false disclosures and market abuses. Associating with such a company could tarnish Trinidad and Tobago's reputation too.
Tommy, serious allegations, you know. Tommy, let me ask you a question. If a company was previously involved in corruption, does that mean to say that in 2019, let me say 2019, let me state the facts, right? And the SEC is involved. You think your country should be dealing with that country, or they should give them a pass and say, well, that was in the past?
Absolutely not. It's a country you're talking about here. It's the people's money.
So you think the government should stand up and say, we're using taxpayers' dollars, and we are not going to bring companies from countries that have been involved in corruption previously, when you yourself want to talk about there's no corruption in my administration?
That's right. Not just that, but if it was a private company dealing with a private company, that's their business. Nobody cares.
And Tommy, what about the company that you pay to vet this company, and the company didn't bring that to you? That, listen, here we have these 3 companies. These 2 companies are clean. This one company was previously involved in corruption. Do you guys want us to bring this to you? Or should the company have known not to bring that company to them? Or the company didn't do their homework just like the government?
Nobody is working. It's just a bunch of lazy. I don't want to say the wrong words. I had to be.
Oh, Tommy, lazy boy? Tommy, that's not impeccable, you know. Lazy, Tommy?
Absolutely.
All right. Okay, let's go on. Let's go on. Let's go on.
Financial misstatements. The SEC's investigation revealed misstatements in Owando's financial statements.
What? Misstatements in financial statements, Tommy? You know how serious that is?
Very.
You know what that means, Tommy? What that means is that they basically lie to the public.
False. They're making false.
Yes.
Statements.
False. And that is the kind of company the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago and the Minister of Finance wants to bring to Trinidad to deal with our tax dollars. Yeah, our tax dollars. I'm a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. Really? Boy, and all party, all of those see PNM party, all of those see problem with that. PNM Fox, Gordon Joseph, all of those see problems with that, boy. All they take a stand for that now, boy. All they have to take a stand on no black issues, all right? Because all they're happy with black people living at the bottom of the economic ladder. All they're happy with that under our black prime minister who consider himself to be blackest man. All they don't take a stand on that. Now we forget about that. All they take a stand on this now and tell them, no, we already had Hafer, we had Jindal, and third boy, you mean they gain gold and silver with foreigners, with corruption, boy, Tommy? It's gold, silver, and bronze, you know. Where does get for 4th place? Does get any medal for 4th place? We had to get a 4th company next. Let's continue to listen.
This raises concerns about the company's transparency and reliability, making it a risky partner for any government. 3. Internal control failures. Owando's internal control failures highlight significant governance issues. Partnering with a company that lacks
governance issues, you know.
Yep.
Tell me, what are we really doing, boy? Tell me, what are we really doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? And PNM people defending this, you know? Nah, boy, something wrong. I think Stinger sing a song there. Something wrong, something wrong, something wrong.
Robust internal controls could lead to operational inefficiencies and financial losses. 4. Corporate governance lapses. The company's
corporate governance lapses, Tommy. Tommy is the whole 9 yards, you know. Well, 10.
Serious. It's
Let me say
serious.
10. Because 10 yards for our first down in football. 10. The whole 10 yards. Whole of it. It's not even 9.5. It's 10. 10. 10. And people trying to defend this.
Are you surprised?
Yes, I am surprised. Because I thinking, Tommy,
What happened with Jindal?
Eh?
What happened with Jindal?
Well, that was like the second. That was after. Well, you know, Tommy, there's not the third, you know. There's the fourth. We had Sandals too, you know. But I want to say to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, you all have made the government reject all of them. They reject Sandals. They reject Jindal. I don't know if they reject Hafed yet. But you know now that the toothpaste is out of the tube. They will reject Yoando PLC. Let's continue to listen.
These corporate governance lapses indicate a lack of accountability and oversight. This is particularly concerning for a government that aims to uphold high standards of governance. 5. Ties to convicted individuals. Allegations of Owando's ties with James Ebery, a convicted former governor of Delta State, have drawn attention from anti-money laundering authorities in the
That's anti-money laundering. Tommy, no, let me repeat this. No due diligence was done on both what's the name of the company, Scotia, and on the government's behalf. Tommy, Tommy, I go take the work. I serious. Huh?
You feel this red force is gonna give you anything?
No, yeah. Don't give me the work. Don't give me the work. I go save them plenty. I go save them plenty embarrassment, Tommy. Tommy, I tired breaking these stories, you know. I tired.
Yeah, but even if they're giving you the work, you don't take it.
Don't take it?
Nope.
All right.
You'll be endangering yourself.
Okay. But you ain't think they need help?
We think so, but do they think so?
All right. Tommy, tell me don't take the work, boy. All right, Tommy. I go turn down. I could be good extra dollars for the family, you know, Tommy.
I think the extra dollars at Seton Hall is good enough. And I'm sure,
let's go on.
I'm sure Mrs. Leborn will agree with me.
I don't know about that, Tommy, boy. All right. Tommy, you trying to get me in trouble, you know?
You trying to get you in trouble.
All right, let me continue to listen before we go for the break.
United States. This association could expose Trinidad and Tobago to international scrutiny and legal risks. 6. Market abuses. The SEC's findings of market abuses by Owando suggest unethical business practices. Engaging with such a company could undermine the ethical standards that Trinidad and Tobago strives to maintain. 7. Public perception. Partnering with a company known for corruption could damage the public's trust in the government. It sends a message that the government is willing to overlook serious ethical breaches for economic gains. 8. Economic risks. The financial instability and governance issues within Owando pose significant economic risks. Trinidad and Tobago could face financial losses and reputational damage if the partnership goes awry. 9. International relations. Engaging with a company under international scrutiny for corruption could strain Trinidad and Tobago's relations with other nations, particularly those with stringent anti-corruption policies. 10. Moral responsibility. As a nation striving for integrity and transparency, Trinidad and Tobago has a moral responsibility to avoid partnerships with entities that do not align with these values. Upholding ethical standards is crucial for the nation's long-term prosperity and global standing.
In conclusion, while economic opportunities are essential, they should not come at the cost of ethical compromises. The government of Trinidad and Tobago must prioritize integrity and transparency in its dealings, ensuring that its actions reflect the values and aspirations of its people.
And Tommy, it is sad that I'm saying we, right, as a people, don't see that. Let's take this. Mr. Florida, welcome. Wait,
Hello? Mr. Ansima, Mr. Tommy?
Hold on a minute. 1 minute, Mr. Florida.
Yeah, sure.
What he says, Wall Street AI doctored video would make you look smart. What are you talking about, Tommy? Brian, you used to play for Belmont. You used to play on the bench. I mean, you used to play left back. Or you used to play for Belmont. Go ahead, Mr. Florida.
Hey, good night again, Mr. Hansen. Good night, Mr. Tommy. Good night to all. So, Mr. Hansen, Mr. Tommy, is a question for you all. Do you think somebody really interested in Petrotrade?
Yeah, I think so.
Before you answer, because you're going to answer after, let me just tell you, because Petrotrade had employed 10,000 people, so that means Petrotrade wasn't even semi-automotive. Nowadays, in 2024, in this time, and most plants are fully automated or semi-automated, so they don't need 10,000 people to work in those plants. If any company going to buy Petrotrade, they will have to employ 10,000 people because that have no automotive in it. Everything is manual.
Or they can, after purchasing the plant, retool it.
Yeah, but you know how much is to retool a plant to make it automotive, Mr. Tommy?
Well, if you have if you make an investment, you make a solid investment.
Yeah, but then carbon is going out in the next few years. Nobody not going to invest billions of dollars because to restart Petrotrade alone will take over $1 billion TT. And then you talking about you don't know what troubleshooting, what factors you're gonna find before that go on stream. It'll cost a lot of money for a company, and before a company could even make profits, they had to get the oil where they get the oil from Venezuela. You see, it's a game PNM playing. They will always bring in corrupted people to bid for the plant. So when UNC bring it up and Mr. Anselm and you bring it up, and everybody started to question them, they go say, look, they don't want nobody to invest, or we go get US investors. You see the game they playing? Local Muslims and so on and so on.
Tommy, here is our friend BJ. BJ says, Wall Street, your paid UNC assassin, Keith Story will still prevail. I know as an assassin now. BJ says, come back Trinidad and talk. Since you didn't get that billion, you're bitter. Oh God. I want to come back Trinidad and talk. Why do I come back Trinidad to talk for if I talk in here and he ain't me?
Right.
Hey Tommy, Brian, BJ, why I have to come back Trinidad to talk? And you here listening?
As a matter of fact, you are free. You are in a place where you can talk. If you come back Trinidad, you might not be able to say poo.
Correct. And some of them don't even read your comments. But your comments just get ready here. You're still on Jindal Wall Street. No wonder Google just cut you off. Okay. And I still call back. Okay, let me see that. The Nigerian company, what you say is corrupt, was cleared. So what's your point? Cleared where? Cleared? Send it for we now.
Send us the clearance.
Send us the clearance now. Start speaking the truth and you will build only propaganda. Okay, screaming with that one. Folks, we're going to go for a quick break. Let me finish read these two comments by BJ.
Brian working hard, man.
Yeah, we working hard, boy. Wall Street, how long you leave Sweet TNT? 47 years ago. 47, boy. And weekly we have a program trying to make our country better. Just imagine that, BJ. Eh? Hey, BJ.
It's as sweet as it used to be.
It ain't sweet as it used to be. Wall Street, you must fact check all the information before coming plug it to embarrass yourself. Well, BJ, we're gonna go for the break. BJ, fact check it and put fake news. How about that?
You're right. If you work and work.
Do some work, folks. We're gonna go for a quick break. We'll be right back. Stick and stay. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We'll be right back after this short break. And don't go nowhere. And BJ, I want you to listen to this song before you go anywhere. Don't go nowhere. Listen to this song when we come back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Folks, this song is for BJ. We'll be right back.
She's going to be singing Plight of My People. Make some noise for Lady Gypsy.
No plight of my people. Too much a one thing good for nothing. Too much a good thing never enough. I don't know why my black people cannot see. No party never care about we. Every election we so devoted. How we love up with PNM. As soon as election come and go, it's only problem after problem. How could we cope? Man lost their hope. I ain't seeing no solution. Every time PNM come in power, it takes a toll on black man. I don't want to sound like a racist, but this is what I can see. They just take care of the race, but they damn well know they have we. I want to ring me bell, wake up Eric Williams, tell him the party found him PNM needed immediate attention. Ring me bell, wake up Mother Cornhucks, tell she to cast a spell on we party, not what it used to be. I ring my bell, ring my bell, I ring my bell down there. I ring my bell, ring my bell, I ring my bell down there. This thing is becoming out of hand. It's time this damn nonsense stop. If you don't sing a PNM song, from Skinner Park you'll be dropped. Calypsonian could have sing what they want. We were the spokesman for the people. Eric Duffy, Chambers Dunphy. When Kamala drunk, how she like to pee. Calypsonian, no, that's no way to go. Too much happening in we country. All this killing spree, young woman body, but only about PNM you could sing. All them songs playing on the radio, all you singing with Kamala do. But when PNM do a wrong thing, I hear a word from you. I want to ring me bell, wake up Mother Cosell. Every Monday she preach on WAC radio and is the biggest critic of Calypso. Ring me bell for Patsy and Joni. I want them two cultural lovers to know not only PNM song is Calypso. I ring my bell, ring my bell, I ring my bell down there. I ring my bell, ring my bell, I ring my bell down there. Crime will never stop in this country once black people belly empty. How could a man work in CPEP, maintain his whole family? All you say the past regime was so bad, so much wrong thing they done to we. Now that PNM take over, why poor people going hungry? When PNM win, all African grin. Now we get back we country. All they doing is complaining and it doing nothing for we. The mess already made, don't sit in the shade and ponder on we problem. Get off your ass and do it fast and find a way to solve them. I want to ring my bell, wake up Randolph Burrows. Tell him among all past police commissioners, up to now is he I prefer. Ring my bell, wake up the Lord Bryna. Tell him the state of Calypso today is a good thing he passed away.
BJ, we had to wake up Mother Cornhawks, boy. Tommy. We had to wake up. Tommy, we had to get a bell in here and wake up Mother Cornhawks. But I want to ask BJ a question. BJ, you say you play for Belmont. What position you used to play? Seriously, what position you used to play? I wonder that is the same Brian John, boy. I know that Brian John used to play defense. I know a fella named John. His name John was his name, boy? Yeah, I think he used to play defense for Belmont because Chankle used to beat them all the time. We used to lick them up to me. They could never. So Brian John, what year you played for Belmont? What year? Because I remember a fella named John playing for Belmont, you know. I remember that. Yeah? Tommy Mohammed said we have oil and gas here, so why will you find our oil outside? The Storm says the oppressor is only as strong as he is because he has an accomplice amongst the oppressed.
Yeah, many accomplices.
Telling you. Singapore has no oil but have a refinery. Riley says, a crooked heart shall be far from me. Evil I will not know the PNM. Oh God. Lord. All right, let me see. BJ says Wall Street, Mikey K, Kingsley, Pitbull, Tabakit, Anderson. None of you all have a place in the UNC. Prove me wrong. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. BJ says
Are you looking for a place in the UNC?
I don't know where you get that from. But he must get Rowley must send him that fake email. He must be involved in email gate. Who tell you that, Brian? BJ, who tell you that? Eh? BJ, are you a supporter of the PNM? I have a question for you. KFC. Kunji, welcome.
Wall Street and Uncle Tony, good night again to you, and good night to the listeners all over the world. Wall Street, in this world, it has smart and it has stupid, in my view. When we look at if we had to be honest to ourselves, and not just to us, to the future of this country, Kamala Prasad Bisasa spent 5 years in office. First time in history as Prime Minister, she spent 5 years as Prime Minister. She raised old age pension from $2,000 to $3,500. That's a fact. She raised minimum wage from $9 to $17.50 in 5 years. She raised disability grant from $150 to $2,500. She gives single mothers $500. They say she encouraging people to go and make sure and to get $500. I ask myself about smart and stupid over there. Which one is smart and stupid over there? When you look at these things, she dropped food price by 7,000 food items. She lowered the price in 5 years' time. She built 100 and something schools in 5 years' time. We must study a PNM government who over there from 1956, and let me just say Dr. Rowley administration alone, from 2015 to 2024 going to 2020, 10 years. Dr. Rowley, he raised no old age pension. He raised disability grant. He take away the single mothers $500. He added the most amount of taxes this country ever faced in the history of Trinidad. And we must say, Dr. Rowley is the right person to be Prime Minister again and give you a third chance. It has smart people and it has stupid people. But the stupid people and them that think like that, may I vex with them. I vex with the father for making a mistake. He should have used a condom. People wouldn't have been thinking like this today. Senior citizen in this country, not because you're a PNM, you had to be a PNM to your dad and condemn the person who gave you in 1985 old age pension was $65 a month. And Basdeo Pandey is the man that raised it to $900. And yet still we vote them out. Minimum wage in 1985 under the PNM was $1.50. The PNM no good for this country. Whilst we had oil boom, left, right, and center under the PNM, the citizens of this country never benefited from it. Whilst we boast and tell the world we have 117 years experience in oil and gas industry, we had was a shut down the industry, sell it off to Paria Fuel. We benefits nothing from that after hundreds of under the PNM. What we benefit under the 10 years under Rowley in the Ministry of Energy. But every year we give them billions of dollars and we classify that as that evil person, the man with the bag of white powder. Yes, that is the man with the bag of white powder. And he want to powder our face. But he brings shame and disgrace to the human race, especially to the citizens of this country. Wall Street. It's a disgusting thing to have this man's face on the screen. It's so sad. And we must classify this man, we must call him Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. We must classify him as Dr. Christopher Rowley. It have smart and it have foolish. Do not fit in the category of foolish. Is a foolish person. Is a foolish person when sensible person give you something. Is a foolish person discuss that person who give you something. A foolish person discuss that person who assists you and help you in time of need. And we must say Dr. Rowley is a good prime minister. No, we must not say that. When we see him on the screen, we must take off the TV and tell each other, don't watch that. You'll be blight. Wall Street. Uncle Tony, have a nice night.
Caller, welcome.
Yes, sorry, Uncle Tommy and brother Wall Street and everybody. Just to follow up on Mr. Florida, just to make a couple things known about the refinery. It wasn't 10,000 people. It's the Guaracara refinery is what they're selling, and possibly what is left of the Paria. But I think it's the Guaracara refinery, and it wasn't 10,000 people. Petrotrin was a merger between several leftover companies, Texaco, Tesoro, there was a Trinmar, and that made up the 10,000 along with the contract workers and daily paid workers. That's the 10,000. Now, with regards to automation, I can tell you a little more on that because that in 2001 or 2002, there was a refinery upgrade that they went out and they got financing for, and they did several upgrades. So the thing is, and this is very controversial, when Paria made the bid, which they accepted and didn't accept, they had estimated that the working capital, that is to upgrade the refinery, would have been about $500 million US in that vicinity. So that is not necessarily factual that you have to do full automation, because the refinery, obviously they would need some upgrades. It has been, mothballed for the last 6 years, but I don't think it probably might be in the vicinity now of maybe about $500,000 US. So we have to see. It's very controversial what happened with Paria, and that's another issue. One more thing I just wanted to point out, Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street, when I was talking about the budget, and I neglected to say this, Mr. Manning, who's a junior minister, Brian Manning, had indicated that they're going to go out to the capital markets to raise debt financing, and I told you that the overall debt, that is local as well as foreign debt, is in the vicinity of about 140 billion, which is pretty high. That estimation of capital repayments, which is the interest and the capital they have to repay, that is excluded from the budget. So you have to understand the real cash that the government of Trinidad and Tobago has to pay is not 5 billion. The real deficit, it's excluding those capital interest and capital repayments. And that is why I'm focusing on diversification, because what will happen is that they're going to start refinancing and kicking the can down the road. And when they realize if those cash flows don't coming from the various, as I said, the Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority, as well as the 2027 upgrade to get gas coming in, what they will have to do, and they already started to do it, is they're starting to sell assets. Yesterday's Guardian, 49% of the CLECO, not CLECO Investment, but CLECO, which is the insurance company, is going to be sold by the government of Trinidad and Tobago. I would ask all those who are interested, find out what they're doing with those proceeds, because they already departed with Proman to Proman. They sold to Proman, the Trinidad and Tobago Methanol Company, which CLECO, the parent company of CLECO Insurance Company, was the major shareholder. There's also talk possibly that Telco or TSTT, which is 51% owned by the government of Trinidad and Tobago and 49% owned by Cable and Wireless, can be on the chopping block. So all of these things are interrelated. If we don't start looking to diversify our economy seriously with agriculture, with tourism, with the hub and spoke system for transportation, with dealing with the maritime sector, which they have neglected when the government of Trinidad and Tobago took over CLECO with that $30 billion bailout, they had what is called which was Swan Hunter, Caribbean Docks, Carry Dock. They used to take in all the tankers and all the ships that came in. They repaired it. The dry dock fell into the sea. So now it's going to cost millions of dollars, and that's why we are taking ships that should be passing here and they're going to Suriname. We have to get serious, because money they cannot sustain the inflow of foreign exchange. They're artificially keeping it, the demand low, because we are import-generated economy. Outside of oil, gas, and petrochemicals, we import almost everything to drive GDP. So when people say they like it so, they got to remember, it is going to catch up with us one of these days if we don't start making serious inroads and dealing with this problem seriously. And honestly, with all due respect, 10 years, there's going to be 10 years in 2025. They've gotten their chance. It's time for somebody else to go. Mr. Imbert doesn't have the capacity to do that. And Mr. Rowley, he doesn't have the capacity either. That's not their skill sets, and they don't know what they're doing to retool this economy to get it going. So I'll leave you with that. So Petrotrin, it's not 10,000 people. It's the Guaracara refinery. And it's going to take probably maybe about 300 to 500 billion, maybe a little more to get it. So we have to see what will come in with these three bids that are coming.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
I just wanted to make those clarifications. Good night.
All right. Yeah, KFC. Yeah. Hello. So, folks, I want you all to listen to this. KFC. Caller, welcome. So, folks, I want you all to.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening, caller.
Inside and the panel outside. Hope that you had a good day. Your night will be better. I begin by saying thanks to God for governance. Governance. Because a whole lot of the good that happens in a land have to do with the governance. And I cannot say which government that I've lived under. And as you and everybody else know, I live from the first Prime Minister right down I cannot say which one of them. I haven't seen any contribution that did not help with nation building. I cannot say. Some did more than others. That is good. Some have more ugly times than others. That was bad.
Caller, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
In your estimation, right, caller, do you believe the country is better between 2010 and 2015 or 2015 to 2024? Do you think the country is in a better economic condition and people, the population of Trinidad, are living in a better economic condition than between 2010?
Well, better is relative because
Oh God, I asked you a simple
I
question.
could say, yes, it's better. And you ask John Paul that same question, and he tell you, no, it's
I
not
asked
better.
you, I didn't ask John Paul. I asked you.
I could say it's worse, and John Paul will say, no, it's better.
Caller, I asked you a straightforward question. I asked you, John Paul, not on
Well,
the
I am
phone with
answering
us.
just how you just answer. I asked you if you support UNC, and you went all around the mulberry bush. You went around the island. You went to the moon. You reached on top of the stars. Up to now, you answer that question. No? Up to now, you answer that question. No? So I answer any question to the best of my ability. Better is relative. Because in 2010 to 2015, the price of oil was X. 2015 to 20, the price of the population in 2010 to 2015 was X. The people who were coming into this country to get assistance and help between 2010 and 2015 is not the same amount between 2015 and so everything is connected to something else. Okay? Right. A farmer plants, whether it's corn, peas, pumpkin, whatever. The farmer cannot say for sure how much pounds he will reap. He could have an idea, but he cannot say for sure. So you know what the farmer will have to do? The farmer will have to guesstimate. That's my word, Guesstimate. He had to sit down and say, well, look, I plant so many holes, it is possible that I could get so much and so much and so much. And then plant it so that, and I believe that sometimes the farmer could end up getting more than what he had guesstimate, or end up getting less because of whether it's weather condition, something with some insect that come out of the blues. All kind of different things could happen. No different with government. No different with government. You sit down, you plan your business, and then bam, some stupid war starts somewhere, price of oil going up so, your revenue kick up so, or it had no war, it had no thing, everything, price of oil going down $5 a barrel. These are the things that could happen. So you always have to make adjustment, and you could always think. Now, everybody and their brother are crying out for more, and who want, and who want, and who want. That is okay. But let your cry be with a consciousness. Because if you need more police, the police have to get paid. No? If you need more teachers, the teachers have to get paid. No? If you need more people to man the port and so on, they have to get paid. So where the money will come from? The money had to come from somewhere. There's only one place I know at one time money came, and it was a divine intervention. You know. Maybe there are others, but the only one that come to mind is Jesus tell them, go and catch the fish. You know. And when they catch the fish, in the mouth of the fish was the money to pay the tax. You know. Right? So I'm saying that he showed them that work is what will bring the money. Work. So it have work out there that you could do. It have work that out there. But if you want to, well, I have a degree, you know, so me ain't going and do no laboring work. Or I have a degree, you know. I'm not going and, well, that's up to you, right? Stay with your degree and wait until you get engineering work and whatever, because you study for that. Gordon Bernard Maloney, the first, is saying, start somewhere now. Start there and then you could move on.
Thank you.
All right?
Thank you.
One of the reasons why the ease of doing business in Trinidad and Tobago is so terrible, boy, is because, let me face it, I ain't gonna put this on you too much because you don't live here, but we know how many times, and this isn't something that is governmental, as you know, I try to deal with the people, the population, right? They have taxes, they say, all right, 12% or 12.5% or whatever it is. We know how many times we go somewhere to purchase something and we are asked, you want a bill? And the reason is obvious. Nobody had to read and spell. What that had to do with government? The government did their part by introducing VAT. Okay? You could decide now how you're going to deal with that. And how many persons would have had to deal with that question? Some of them, they don't ask, They just get the thing and, you understand? Because they know how to cook the books and so on and so forth. But sometimes, these are not the things that are dealt with by the go along, come along and them. All they deal with is the government side of it. And as far as they're concerned, everybody is good, clean, squeaky clean citizens. You understand? You don't really have to put anything in place to, get them to, to behave properly. You understand? But the politician and them, those are the ones that you have to put things in place to deal with. So unfortunate.
Thank you.
I'm finished. Almost there. People are crying down this country, but this country wet with tears from the 6.5 persons. Wet. And you know why? Because they're trying to give an impression. They're trying to fearmonger. They're trying to, you understand? But I ask, how many persons are leaving to go Haiti? How many persons are leaving to go Afghanistan? How many persons are leaving to go in these places? How many persons are leaving where they are or where they were to come and live in Trinidad and Tobago? How many? I'll ask the go along, come along, talk show hosts and them. If they could just do some research on that and let us know, please. All right? And I'll stop there for now. Thank you.
How many people are leaving Trinidad because they're under pressure? Come on, Gordon. Come on, man.
I ain't gonna lie, eh?
It's sometimes, we tolerate your contribution, but sometimes
he just all over the place.
It's so irrelevant. Well, how many people leaving to come to Trinidad? How many people leaving to go Haiti? How many people leaving Trinidad because they're just fed up of the crime?
Fed up. Yeah, KFC.
Good night, Mr. Watch. You think you're coming for a crash landing long time, bro? But Mr. Watch it, when Monday was for the budget. When even man was going there, he saw straight you there and walking to the parliament. Even though you go there, give the crowd a little wave to them because they're representing the people. Or what shit. But the budget don't without money like that. That was a piper budget, that was.
Yeah,
that you can't think that they can just sell. When you sell everything, where you go sell next, why?
I don't know.
You know,
sell your back.
You read those.
I always say you can't give a taxi driver a plane to answer taxi that.
You know all that money that would I read out the pay to renovate it. And when now open parliament, it's at a leak.
Correct is right. Yeah.
And that of disability, someone in a wheelchair, no ramp, nothing at all. People are there from up.
Yep.
Top of the hour.
Yeah. Let me go for the break. Hold on.
Yeah, let's do all that thing.
Yeah, man. Bless. Oh no. Tommy, I think we good.
Oh no, yeah. It's no.
Yeah. Hold on, eh?
Yeah, wrong timing. Yes, 9:30. Yeah, but Wall Street, I always say one thing. you cannot give a taxi driver a plane and say taxi that.
Hello. Hello.
Caller, are you hearing us?
Hello.
Yeah. Are you hearing us?
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah. I just got to clarify some things, right? They asked me, I believe his name is Gordon Joseph.
Is this who is this? Who's this?
Ask him a simple question.
Caller, who is this?
Ask him a simple question.
Caller, who is this? Before you, I just want to know who is this?
This is Joel.
Joel, how are you going?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. Ask him a simple question. Is the people economic life better now than in 2010 and 2015, right?
Correct.
He beat around the bush and he talk about X and Y and the oil price and whatever.
Joel, the man run away. The man put on the ballerina socks. He tiptoed around Bali's house. Then he went by the tennis center. He tiptoed across the tennis center. He tried to play lawn tennis and he couldn't. And he tiptoed around the savannah. He take off the ballerina socks. He put on the red ballerina socks. He put on the red hat. He red contact lenses. He red sunglasses. And he went to tiptoe back around Bali's house. Straightforward, you know.
You understand? Straightforward.
Straightforward.
And he talk about the oil price. Yes, the oil price was higher in 2010 and between 2010 and 2015. But when you look at the data of the money spent and the money borrowed,
correct.
This government under the lower oil price spent more money per year, per budget than the previous administration and also borrowed more money than them. So where they get our money from?
And Joel, let me add a little bit here. We're going to steal facts here. The current government borrowed $2.6 billion from the HSF fund. $2.6 billion. PNM Party, Brian John.
That is excluding other borrowings.
Yes, but we're just talking about the HSF. $2.6 billion. And you know, between 2010 to 2015, them deposit $1.17 billion over 5 years.
Yep, that's correct.
In 9 years, they borrow $2.6 billion they withdraw from the HSF fund. And in 5 years, the other people deposit $1.17 billion. But not only that, in 9 out of the 10 years, this government has given us a deficit budget. And in 2020, the deficit was $16.68 billion. One of the highest in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. Right?
Which we can understand because of the COVID issues.
Right. So when you ask these simple questions, these PNM callers, they can't say it, you know. Simple. They can't say it. Ask them.
Simple question.
Simple.
And the data is there to show.
The data is there to show. Right? But they don't like facts, you know. They like fiction.
So I don't understand. And he's talking about if you ask our next person, they might say this. And if you ask another person, they might say the opposite. But we ask you. You tell me what you think. If you think people life better now, okay, no problem. That's your opinion.
Correct.
But the data will disprove that.
It's sad.
The data will disprove your opinion. Well, you're entitled to your opinion, you know. But when you do the research and you get the facts will disprove what it is they're saying.
You know, Joel, the thing about it is that when you come here in the village, come with your facts and let me talk. And we will give you the facts.
Yeah.
We ain't coming to mislead you and tell you, well, boy, you know, the sun green, you know. The sun green. And you have to agree with us that the sun green. No. We ask you straightforward questions. And if you don't want to answer the question, you don't have to answer it.
You know.
Correct. Just say one no comment or let me go and do my research and come back.
Correct.
Yeah, but
hold on, Joel. Tommy, go ahead.
But we as Trinidadians, we have a certain amount of issues that we've been dealing with year go, year come, and for generations thus far, where we seem to want to talk loud and be very boisterous on things that we don't even know about. And we seem to respect people who talk loud and are bullies, as opposed to people who may speak softly and be factual and practical and logical.
Correct. Joel, go ahead.
So the data is there, and who want to see will see, and who don't want to see won't see. You understand? And that person, that Gordon, that person who asked that question, which is Gordon, he's one of those who just won't see no matter what.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, and you know what this Tommy? You know what this Tommy and Joel? Joel, thanks for the call, man. We appreciate that. You know what this Tommy? Mr. Florida, welcome. Sorry for that hold. Yeah, Mr. Florida, welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Hanson, Mr. Tommy. So, Mr. Hanson, Mr. Tommy, that caller was from New York, right?
No, I think he's not from
the guy who stopped Petrogen, he from New York, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah. He from
You're right. So thanks very much, sir. You know, you educate me there. I didn't really know that. Mr. Tommy, I apologize here because I see it wasn't fully automotive, but the guy said they did some stuff. I didn't really know how to see that. And this is what the show is about: education and facts.
Yep, that's it.
And learning something. I learned something today, as every time I watch the show. And Mr. Gordon Joseph, when you come on the radio station as an elder, sir, speak something that we could learn something from that. Right? I young Mr. Hanson in America longer than I was born. And I just learned so much from Mr. Hanson and Mr. Tommy. And you as a senior citizen, you say it was there when Eric William times, and this is where you just come on the radio to talk. I can't learn that from you. I'm glad you're not my family or my friend, because then I can't learn nothing from you. Look on listen, Mr. Hanson and Mr. Tommy.
No audio, Aslam.
The sad thing here is that we are here to give you the facts, and you could do whatever you want with it.
That's it.
You could do whatever you want with it. But let's go to the chat, okay? Hold on. Branson says Kunji is the next paid assassin. He was seeing all the bubble under Kamla, but he was under the rock studying to spite people with the. All right, okay. Why didn't you equip the fire stations with trucks? Okay, all right. Hanif says, Big Brother, there is nothing wrong in being a PNM. What's wrong if a PNM supporting wrongdoing is done by the PNM? So when Malcolm Jones wasted billion on glass to liquid plants, what you call that? This is similar to now government taking all the measures, but you only see it in time that we say Rowley knew what he was doing. All right. Caller, welcome.
Thank you. Tommy, you all left Trinidad. You and Slim left Trinidad. How many years ago? Roughly, perhaps.
For your information,
Tommy, oh God,
Yeah.
caller, we already said how much time we left Trinidad. Come on now.
No. Let me get something.
What point I'm trying to make?
No, but we're wasting
you know,
time,
you just be
though.
doing just what you don't want them hosts and them to do to you when you call their show.
Caller, make your point.
I am making a point, so I start with a question. You have a problem with that? No problem. All right. Well, all over the world.
Let me answer him. Let me answer.
Please.
Gordon, let me answer.
Caller, he's gonna answer you. Hold a minute.
Forget it. Yeah, let me.
I want to clarify.
Caller, can you hold a minute? Tommy wants to clarify it. Can you hold a minute? Go ahead.
I left Trinidad in 1972. I returned to Trinidad in 2006, and I stayed up until 2015 full time.
Okay. Thank you very much. All right, good. All right, all right. So the point I was trying to make is this. People have always been going. People have always been coming. But there are some people who are painting a picture that if you follow the picture, nobody will be interested in coming here to live. That's the point I was trying to make. Nobody. Just how, no, I don't know who is interested in going Haiti to live. I don't know who is interested in going Afghanistan to live or in Palestine at this point in time. So the point I'm trying to make is that where we are at is definitely not good. It is not good, but it's definitely not the worst, based on the fact that it have people from all over the world, India, Africa, all over the world, who are coming here and trying to settle down here. That's the point I was trying to make.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right?
Thank you. Caller, welcome. Caller. Caller.
Hello?
Reporter, welcome.
Yeah, good night. I just looked on because I was seeing about something else, but I heard some callers in your program there. I just want to just put this in the public space right now concerning Trinidad and Tobago, because I don't know if those callers and them who call in to defend the PNM, if they're living here or they're living out there already. But you see, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, we already aware that we are making a mistake by having inbird reading a next budget while he cannot give an account for a whole portion of money that was come out of the opposition mouth up to the day before yesterday. The opposition collecting a salary in this country paid by taxpayers' money. So we must listen to the opposition, and we also have to listen to the government. So I want these callers to be aware is a country we're trying to save. We're not trying to save the Balize house from turning into a soup kitchen if they cannot tell us how they get the money to build it. So when you call and talk, so listen and learn, because this is a technology era. Everything you say and do in the public space, it is documented, and some people will be paid not to remember, and some will be paid to remember. Let me get straight. This is Trinidad and Tobago. This is the land of steel band and calypso and soca and chutney music mixed between it, nice beaches and everything. We're not going to allow no 70-something-year-old citizen of this country destroy the whole place like how it destroyed Jamaica, Guyana, and Haiti and other continents in Africa, other countries in Africa. Let me tell you all something. The government in Trinidad and Tobago will be changed. It will be changed. Good night to the 6 seats on the East-West corridor that helped us in 2010. There have to be a change of government. We cannot afford to allow inward to continue reading budget in this country and cannot give an account for money by the auditor. And I asked the Guardian to put in the public domain if an auditor general ever cried out in this country from independence to today. These PNM people them getting mixed up in this country. Right now you have a population of youths in this country that's called themselves fully dunce. Long time when you tell a man you're dunce, you're ashamed. It's a man and a girl and the brethren calling themselves fully dunce because of a system that Dr. Rowley and the PNM bring on Trinidad and Tobago. You all don't try to get no mileage in politics. I listening. The PNM have to get back themselves in opposition and catch themselves. They are too swollen. They're swollen to swell. You mad? You can give a account for money and making some policies in the country like if it's you alone and trying to paint the Indian in a kind of way like if the Indian paying tax here just as everybody else. The African man right now, they'll be so ashamed within himself. When Pandey passed, we inherit the wealth of the country. When Kamala passed, the citizens inherit the wealth and feel the wealth of the country. Under the PNM is a tightened belt situation right through, and you fail to admit that. Better Wall Street, and Mr. Tommy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We hear you.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Yeah.
Thank you.
Tommy, you know what the sad part about this boy? Maybe I could give Gordon Joseph some advice. Before you call, think about your statements that you're going to make and kind of think it through, Tommy. You know what I'm saying? Think it through a little bit. Yeah, KFC.
Can I Mr. Worship?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
I said, now we live with a white guy fresh in New York, the PNM struggle.
All right.
What all that place, location.
Thanks. Yeah, man. Tommy, and so listen to this. Party says you can support your party with facts, but all you like name calling and lies. You know, Tommy, you know what they say? If you can't stand the fire, get out of the kitchen. Is that what it say?
Right.
What else did I say? If give me another saying of something similar to that. But anyway, here it is. Here party. You can't support your party with facts, but all you like name calling and lies. Who does lie more than Dr. Rowley? Party? Who does lie more than Prime Minister Rowley? Party, answer that question. Who lies more than Prime Minister Rowley? Answer that for winner. Game over defender.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I can't remember the year, right? But when the war between Russia and Ukraine start, did ammonia not go from $150
Yes. Price
dollars to $1,500?
Yes, price increase. Price increase. I don't know where they went from what to what.
2022.
Drastic increase.
Well, shit, it was from $150
Yeah.
a metric ton to $1,500 a metric ton.
2022.
Right. Was on Richard Quest, CNN, and that was the conversation.
Okay.
And Richard Quest asked him where he's going to do with the money.
Correct.
And he said it's going to trickle down to the people on the ground.
Yep.
Well, shit, I don't know where that went. And I don't know what, I only know about that from that Richard Quest interview.
Yeah.
But on the next note, well, shit, the murder toll has just passed 500 in Trinidad and Tobago, this small island.
Yep.
In 3 more months to go before the end of the year. Sad. 500 murders. Draw the nights.
All right. Go ahead, Tommy.
I think the war started in 22 between Ukraine and Russia.
Okay. I'm looking for something I had here. All right. In 2022? All right. Hold on.
Let me fact check it.
I could fact check it. When did the war start between Ukraine and Russia? Ukraine and Russia. WZYE. When did the war start between Ukraine and Russia? The conflict between Ukraine and Russia began in 2014, but the full-scale invasion started on February 24th, 2022. This marked a significant escalation in the ongoing tensions and conflict that have been simmering since Russia's annexation of Crimes in 2014. So there you have it.
Russia annexed Crimea.
Go ahead.
They annexed Crimea. Is Crimea?
Yeah, but it said they started in February 2022.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's 22. I know it had to be 22.
Yeah. So I want to ask something. Patty says you can support your party with facts, but all you like name calling and lies. Patty, I don't think there is anyone on radio that has called more names than I have. And I don't think people have lied on me. And let me start. Let me give you two. I'll just give you two lies. First of all, Jennifer Frederick told radio station on the Mugabe station that I allegedly stole money from PNM International. She knew that was a lie. The other one on the morning program is fallacious told the people, I left Trinidad on a scholarship. I never left Trinidad on a scholarship. My mother, God rest her soul, who was a water carrier in ULP, sent for her 4 sons from Chumaka, Clavantil. My mother. Right? That's lies. Right, Patty? Lies. And I could go on and on and on. But I don't take it on. I don't take it on. Because that is par for the course when you are involved in politics in Trinidad and Tobago. Prime Ministers lie almost every day. His middle name should be Lie. Really? Well, let us say Raw Liar. Yeah? Because he lies a lot. You remember when he talked with Robert Amaro, and Robert Amaro told him about Wendell Motley being on a board, and he says, Robert, no Robert, no Robert, no Robert. Lie. Email, lie. Not closing on Petrotrin, lie. The man does lie. A fish doesn't rotten from the tail. So when you hear the leader lying, the other rest of people could lie too. The pastor with the internet search engine name, show we a video. Show we a video saying that Kamala Harris, right, remove herself from the president. That was years ago. Oh God, man. Yeah, move defender.
Well, shit,
Yeah.
as you bring up Robert Amaro, up to this day still, Robert Amaro banned from going the Prime Minister question, the post-cabinet conference, you know, up to this day for that, you know, for showing him up as a liar, you know.
Yes.
Up to this day, Robert Amaro is still banned from going to that press conference.
And he lied. He lied.
And he lied. He had to apologize to Robert Amaro. But
Blatant
since that,
lie.
one time Robert Amaro got in Wall Street. For some strange reason, he got in. He said, why he said no waiting to ask more questions? You know, the staff in the parliament in the Prime Minister office came and told him something happened to his car. Come and check his car. So Robert Amaro saying, but so how some happened to my car? So Robert Amaro walking out, while he walking out, the man walking behind him who told him some happened to the car. When he reached out to the car park, you know, the man told him,
can't go back.
He can't go back in, you know.
Yep.
That is how we live in Trinidad and Tobago, you know.
Deception and
we want to
disingenuous.
defend that, you know. Enjoy your night, Wall Street, and Uncle Toby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, another thing, right? One time the Prime Minister said he didn't go on vacation for a year. Lie. Fact check him, lie. I just tell people, 30 years ago before I get married, my mother-in-law told me a liar has no memory. A liar has no memory. So when you lie, right, and you doesn't remember what you lie, but if you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything.
True.
You don't remember anything, right? And that is the problem with liars. They will lie to you a minute ago, and a minute later they're telling you something else. Oh God, all you. When the man lie, hold him accountable. He's the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. He's the Prime Minister. And I could tell all you, the emails was lies. I know that for a fact. Long before them people was thinking about whether it was truth or fiction. We knew it was lies. Because the computer consultant, one of my mentor, God rest his soul, I could say this. The PNM sent one of the financiers for him to help them. Yes? KFC, welcome.
Good day, Mr. Wash. I know it's crunch. Whatever, a blessed night.
Yeah, man.
Until Sunday, reach again. Everybody.
Yeah.
Wash it.
Yeah.
When they're drinking young good blood, there's like plenty, you know. Bless.
KFC, let's get everything of them from. But you know, Tommy, really and truly, Tommy, you and I have no reason to come here to tell lies on people.
As a matter of fact, We make an effort because we care about Trinidad. We don't have to do this. We don't have to do this.
No, we don't. We don't.
We just want the place to get better because we know it's in a mess right now.
It's in a mess. And Tommy, and they're not learning, Tommy. You had Hafer and Jindal recently, right? Trying to deal with rice in Trinidad and Tobago and trying to deal with building a new cricket stadium or cricket academy. And they were involved in corruption, right? And then you had to make an excuse. Well, it's the UNC that run the Jindal company from Trinidad because they was talking all kind of thing about the man. Excuse. If all you do all your homework, simple, you know, simple homework, you know, not hard, you know. Or you know what? Maybe they could get Patty and BJ and PNM Fox and Gordon Joseph and them to do a little homework for them. Or Tommy, maybe they're not up to snuff in order for them to do that type of homework.
Because we've already trained all of our audience on how to research.
We started the fact-check revolution in Trinidad and Tobago. We started it. We started the fact-check revolution in Trinidad and Tobago. And every time you talk about radio stations now in Trinidad, every program, before every program is finished, fact-check will be mentioned. We started that. But folks, put your closing comments in the chat. Or you could send your closing voice notes. Folks, if you're going to send a closing voice note, it has to be 2 minutes or less. And not playing any 5 minutes and 3 minutes voice notes. Okay? 2 minutes or less for your voice notes. All right? It's supposed to be a closing quote or a closing voice note, and we play it if it's 2 minutes. If it's more than 2 minutes, we ain't playing it. Right? That is it. But Tommy, it is kind of sad for someone who's always quoting the Bible and doesn't live by the Bible 100%. What they say, you can't be half pregnant. It's either you are for it or you are against it. Right? If you're always quoting the Bible, live by the Bible. Where is it? What is that? You live by the what? What does it say? You live by what?
You live by the sword, you die by the sword.
What does that mean? If you live by the sword and you die by the sword.
Well, that's in a more negative. Sword meaning if you live in dangerous.
You could die dangerous.
Yes, that same danger could take you out.
Okay, all right.
But and in another sense, you can't play mass and afraid powder.
All right, okay. Yeah, Mr. Florida.
Yeah, Mr. Anson said to me, I've been quick. Yeah. I'll leave a voice note too now. So, Gordon philosophy is a bird in hand is worth two in a bush. That for Gordon.
Okay, and listen to this. Tommy, you see how them fellas them is? Look how Wall Street lock off Gordon as he was making his point. You see how them is? You see? Right? Who we just say talk longer than anybody else on this radio program? Who does talk here longer than anybody else? Hey, Tommy?
But he clearly made his point. You allowed him to make his point.
Brian, you must be Gordon Joseph, brother, eh? Not to be. Folks, we're going to go for a quick break and we'll be right back. Stick and stay. Don't forget, put your closing comments in the chat and you can send your closing voice notes. In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. Be right back after this.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE LP 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey. The most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walsh, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Let me say this to BJ. BJ, you see here in the village, we don't censor people. We just let people talk the talk. We just have people here on the phone talking for 10 minutes. Which other program in Trinidad and Tobago, unless it's the bias program, where there's let the PNM callers talk longer than the other people, we don't do that here. We do not do that here. You call, you have your contribution, you're allowed to make your contribution. Yeah, when it gets to 8-9 minutes, then we start to say, all right, thank you. Yeah? So, you can try to call to Brian and see, what it is. You know what I mean? Once in a while, take a little call, Brian. Take a little call. But you didn't tell me what position you play, though. Right? Let me give my closing quote. My closing quote is, yeah, reporter.
Hello?
Yeah, you're in.
Yeah, brother Tommy. Good night again on Wall Street. Brother Tommy.
Yes,
Let
brother.
me tell you something. A better day will come in Trinidad and Tobago. It will come. I want the citizens who are listening, each one tell the next one. Don't get mixed up with Dr. Rowley and them. These people and them serve us no purpose. They are no purpose to the country. They are just there for a few. They are just there for a few. And I call on the opposition in this country. Your machinery must be very strong on the east-west corridor if you want to be successful in getting government in this country. Don't just feel it's because of Dr. Rowley, them do bad, people go vote for you just so. You have to build a momentum on the ground where the people want to come out and vote. And all you youth men and them, all the youths who listening right now, tell the next one, encourage them to have the ID card, get these things. And you see this borderline thing that the PNM is being successful of getting through it. You see that borderline, they don't want to say about it at all. That is what they did in Jamaica in the 70s. I see I had to come in this direction, Tommy, to let them know. We is aware of what politicians do to take down country while they are mismanaging and squandering the patrimony of the state. Each one tell the next one. This arm of the PNM have to go into opposition. We are going to put this PNM in a position where they might have to sign in the district police station with a copybook every day for them not to run away. Because it's too much. The corruption is too much under Dr. Rowley. It's way above, people not listening to the opposition. The media houses down here, they're downplaying the opposition. Why are you all doing that and want to be a part of it? Remember the media houses. I want to tell you all something too. Your workers living here. Your finances living everywhere that money to spend. You who are living here, only get serious. Look, Brother Wall Street and Brother Tommy quite outside. I think Brother Tommy say he live here since in the 70s. Is the PNM was here in the 70s running here. If things was nicer with all the wealth we had. And I want to close by saying something to you, Mr. Inbert. If you want to come digital in this country, if you really, really want to come digital and you're serious, give every citizen $1 million and start the life over of these citizens if you want to join that. Give us $1 million each, because from ever since I was a child and I over 60, I always hearing this talk in the public space, especially coming from politician mouth and in the PNM, that they have enough money here that every creed and race could find an equal place where money is concerned. Good night, Wall Street and Brother Tommy again, Lockton.
Thank you and good night to you.
Is from Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass stated, power concedes not without a demand. It never did. It never will. From where I sit, this is it. The clock on the wall said that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you use 1 minute of happiness. Remember, your circumstances may determine who you are, but you are responsible for who you become. And Martin Luther King also said, your life ends the day you remain silent about things that matter. Go ahead, Tony.
Now, we are told constantly that we have to live in the real world, but the real world is within us. I'll say it one more time. We are told constantly that we have to really live in the real world, but the real world is within us. Like I always say, you, the man in the mirror, have to become that change you want to see. However, if you look in that mirror and don't like what you see, you cannot blame the mirror. Never look down on a person unless you're giving them a hand up. You, Mr. Trinidad and Tobago, Mrs. Trinidad and Tobago, Miss Trinidad and Tobago, please be careful out there. Take good care of yourself and stay strong. Love you all. See you on our next session, which is going to be Sunday. Let's talk politics from 1 to 4. Good night.
Thank you, Tony.
You're
Let
welcome.
me play some closing voice notes. KFC. Let me see.
Good night, Mr. Washington, Uncle Tommy. Well, keep up the good work and educate the public. Mr. Washington, when you're mining goat and you're busting the young one that can drink in the blood. Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah, man. Washington, now we country gone. I don't reach 500. Instead of 3 months ago, I get it over shit. It's very sad.
Comments. Well, I didn't finish, but that is okay. That is okay. What is interesting to me is also, as you know, I listen on all the different sides. All right, so I listen to people like Dominic and Mr. Chance and pay attention to the names that are calling. It have plenty PNM name that I ain't called there at all. Right? So don't go and say what I ain't say. Right? Because I know on this program, that is a common thing. Saying I just worship I just go to church on a Saturday and all them kind of tuitionist here. Right? So listen, my personal life is plenty better than what it was 10 or 15 years ago or 20 years ago. But I'm not ascribing that to any government. All right? I'm not doing that at all. All right? God is my source. And that's why, so my life is better. But I don't think it is fair for me to use my personal life as a barometer to measure if things better or good. Okay? So I think you all get the point that I was making. That in Trinidad and Tobago, where they train more and they pelting this and that and that, it have plenty of people who want to come here and live. Okay? And my boy keep talking about, now he want to go back, right? Because all you're saying that the email is a lie. The court didn't say that, eh? Google did not say that, eh? All right? So check back and see. Check back and see. You don't want to go back, but I always hear about gender. Huh? I always hear about AFAT, but you don't want to go back to deal with the email. You don't want to deal with Section 34. You understand? Boy, when you're pelting them things, please use your left hand, eh? Everybody have a God night. And let God be God. Every man a liar.
Hey, good night, Mr. Anselm. Good night, Mr. Tommy. Blessings to you guys. Blessings to your family. Blessings to all the callers, all the chatters, all the texters, everybody who view the live. Blessings to your family. You guys be safe. Hey, Mr. Anselm, you know Rowley just tell his supporters? Listen, eh?
Oh, God. All right. Brian says, well said, Mr. Gordon. Hailey says, Patricia, there is no hope for you, but somewhere you could find God. Rowley's a man, another God. Okay, let me see what else. Patty says, RS, thank God the government economic policies. Why your business still profiting? Okay. BJ says, Wall Street, come home and start to work from the ground up. I believe you might make a difference, but staying in America and talking, they won't take you serious. All right. All right. You know, it has some. Who is the prime minister that started in the United States of America? Next, he went home and became the prime minister of the country, boy. Forget the name of that fella, yes? Yeah. Eiley says, make sure we planning 20 years ahead when UNC win, because we don't even want PNM as the opposition. You hear? Okay. JS says, good night, Wall Street and Tommy. Ahem, just a little lightheadedness before you go. I catch Richie cheating on your walls. He was watching their morning show. Oh, God. Eiley says, God don't answer prayers when the person can sin one moment and then call God names the next. Plus, there's a special way to pray to God, eh? It's not just so now. Brian Johnson said, Google does live in your mind rent free. Wall Street, please don't talk about fact check. Richie says, Wall Street have a plan this time. We have our show. Let's plant a fig tree by end of the year. We'll have great profits. Okay. So that is it, folks. So Crash says, Crash have a comment here. I hope Mr. Gordon is happy that the murder in Trinidad and Tobago made it to 500 as of the day. Our country is growing great. All right. Let me be out of here, man. I go go to Johnny King.
God is love, you know, and let the people know that Peter denied Christ, you know. Judas betrayed Christ, you know. Thomas doubted Christ, you know. David committed adultery and murder, you know. And yet still God loved them. Right? Good.
We out of here.
All man strive to be happy. Relentless search for luxury. In search of peace and happiness, the human mind wouldn't rest.
All right, I just wanted to play this voice note before we go. Let me just play this voice note before we go. Let me play this voice note before we go. I like to make sure everybody have an equal opportunity. Let me play this voice note. Let me play this voice note before we go. Hold on.
Good night again, Brother Tommy and Brother Wall Street. My closing comment, Trinidad and Tobago, if the PNM do not bring any election observers in this country whenever the election is called, you make sure and don't vote for PNM. Vote for anybody else. Let somebody else end up be the opposition in this country, because that is what the PNM is doing all the time in order to thief the money, not the election, you know, the money of the country. That had them crazy. The PNM is a bag of thief. That is Alibaba and the 40 thief. Don't get mixed up with them. They had to go, and it's that.
Okay, we out of here.
happy. Relentless search for luxury, in search of peace and happiness, the human mind wouldn't rest. A constant nag within we soul, demanding respect from the world. We get the urge in different form, but luxury is the norm. Money is very essential, but can't buy peace of mind at all. We still like dogs without a bone, if we have the money alone. Because appreciation plays on the human mind. Everyone needs some for happiness all the time. Because importance, if we are trying to live, everyone's on the hunt. Every man ought to give generously. The feeling has no barrier. Race and class doesn't matter. Once you are alive, you in the game. You do anything to get a good name. Some wealthy men turn to suicide. Can't find food to feed their pride. The aged and crippled in the ring, fight to feel like a king. Children become delinquent for lack of love from their parents. That's why appreciation is most important to man. Appreciation plays on the human mind. Everyone needs some for happiness all the time. Because important, if we are trying to live, everyone's on the hunt. Every man ought to give generously.